laboratory. Once Dragon docks to the International Space Station,
yeah, no problem, Nuggets.
Provided by the space station to provide power from those solar arrays.
Holy
to
schnitzel!
Throughout its 6-month stay aboard.
Jaywalk, it shouldn't be that tough.
Gary, you're mentioning
Bro,
the size,
let's go.
Of some of the components on the space station, but the space station altogether, we're looking at
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle
What
has
the
landed.
field, right?
That's right.
Ecstasy, you seeing that?
Fantastic views.
Dude, you didn't need to
From
do that.
the
Oh my
International Space
goodness.
Station, you
Why?
can see very clearly the Terminator line. So that's the line.
Cheers for the great
between,
content.
Light and dark now.
Thanks,
that's
man.
over the North Atlantic Ocean. The International Space Station on a northeasterly course.
You can fit so many humans in this bad boy.
It will cross over Great Britain when it gets over the Atlantic Ocean. Over the
Wait,
pond,
that's illegal.
to Europe, it will first cross over Great Britain.
Great Britain? What happened to regular Britain? And not Great Britain? Humans? I need to see this with my own eyes before I die.
Again, more
I need
awesome
to
views
see
from the
that.
International
You see
Space
that right
Station,
there?
Looking at Dragon.
I can't
Earth
even
in the
imagine.
background
That must be
there.
the most beautiful thing anyone's ever seen, ever. Maybe short of like
Dragon is
Earthrise.
currally
Just
swinging
okay
up
Britain. There's meh Britain.
to,
There's regular
become
Britain into the
adjacent
harbor. Yep.
to the space station, and it will be moving to be right in front of the.
Look at, you can see the different
Port.
clouds. There's cumulonimbus right
just
here, and then
passed
there's
the
I
marker
forget what the
waypoint
low
0.
clouds are called, but
That
you can
waypoint
see high altitude
directly
clouds and low
below
altitude
the
clouds.
International Space
See the
Station,
difference
where
in
it
shape?
executed an approach burn using
Oh,
service
look at
section
that.
Dracos. That
Are we the
helped it to
baddies?
converge with that next waypoint right in front of the station.
Can
So
they
now
see
we're
inside the
at, a
capsule?
little more than
Yeah, there's windows.
10 meters
Here, yo,
away from the
Ozzy.
station. As it makes its way up front, it
Hold
will
on.
continue to get
Where's my
slightly
mouse?
closer. Waypoint 1 directly in front of the station is about 220
Oh, wait a minute.
meters.
The hell with what I was
So
going to
it'll
show
get
you. Look at
incrementally
this.
Closer as it makes its way in front of the station.
Dude.
And these
Stratus
views
clouds are
from
low clouds.
the space
Cirrus
station
clouds
look
are high level
incredible. I can
clouds.
only imagine what
Okay.
the astronauts on board the station get to
Are those
see with their own
contrails from an
eyes.
airplane
That
right
looks
there?
Amazing.
Look at all the airplane. Dude.
They had a lot of time in orbit. Of course,
What the
after an orbital insertion, about 9 minutes into the flight, and then spacecraft
Look at all the
separation
trails
from
from all the
Falcon 9 that
airplanes.
delivered Dragon into orbit 12 minutes into the flight. For the most part, up until this point, they've been flying around the Earth. Had a couple of laps, couple of sunrises, and have been able to enjoy these views. Of course, there's a sleep period as well.
Squad, Dios mío.
Now you can kind of see how Dragon is swinging up to be in front
Madre
of
de
the
Dios,
station, because
amigo.
now you can see a portion
Mira.
of the space station in the view.
Wow.
That's right, these cameras on the truss segment of the International Space Station, so these cameras likely on the nadir side
That's awesome. It's so
of
damn
the truss
cool.
segment. As station makes its way up, as Dragon makes its way up to align with the docking axis, we may lose some of the views here, but there are cameras on the forward end of the International Space Station. They'll be able to pick up Dragon as it makes its way to align with the docking axis. Those cameras pointed straight ahead to
Oh
monitor
my
the
God.
operations just like this.
That's
for
amazing,
the approach
man.
and docking of visiting vehicles.
What's that, Bandit? They had a picture of them putting the camera out the window, the CREW-2 crew. Yeah.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah. Bandit, I was being told about that a second ago.
Teams will continue to
That's really cool.
evaluate the
I would drive those. I'd
progress
crash, but
of
I'd drive it.
Dragon's approach, making sure that all systems are go for approach and docking. Right now, we're still
Track,
tracking
I'll give
the
this up to
docking
Spaceflight
time
Dreaming.
at 2:10 a.m. Pacific time. That'll be 40 minutes.
We're showing
from
you at
now.
flight level 59,000 and 6 knots per second.
So this will be the last pass over daylight. So for the remainder of our coverage until docking, as long as we proceed through these steps nominally, we should be able to see everything in an orbital daytime.
That's ridiculous.
Just as a reminder,
Dude!
after Dragon docks with the station, it will take
This is the P2
a
truss
little over
segment
an hour and a
camera.
half to 2 hours for the hatches to open and for crew to ingress onto the space station. And this is another cool view.
Yeah, there you
from
go,
the,
Roslad, right?
I believe this is the forward side of the International Space Station.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, man.
That's right, and those cameras on the truss segment, it's on the port truss of the International Space Station. What you're
See?
seeing, the features
Your
there.
boy. Your boy
The
knows.
Japanese
It's
robotic
Kibo.
arm and the Japanese logistics model up at the, sticking up at the top of the Japanese experiment module that houses many of the
You
experiments.
see that there was a little circle piece down there. That's a
the
little
International
airlock so
Space
they can
Station
put
from
stuff
the
outside.
Japanese side. There's also an exposed pallet there. There
See?
it is at the
Yeah.
bottom of your screen.
Gary's talking about the exposed
with,
pallet.
additional experiments.
They use this little arm right here. They use the little arm to pull stuff out of this airlock right here. There's a small airlock, but people can't fit through it. It's for if you need to expose a payload to the vacuum,
Discovery,
right?
go at throttle
They'll
up.
put it out here, and then they'll use this little arm, and it'll grab it, and it'll put it out on the experimental platform, on the unpressurized platform out here. This is just basically a space loading dock right there. It's really freaking cool. In fact, I'll give it a sub to C Young. Yeah. Yeah. Cajun, what's up, man? Are we the bad?
Dragon's about 307 meters away.
Where on the ISS will it dock? Over here. On the other
From the
side of the
station.
Japanese module. It's docking right at the front.
Plan now is to proceed past waypoint 1. Waypoint 1 being 220 meters directly in front of the International Space Station, right in line with the docking axis. When it starts to move in, it'll pass into the keep out sphere.
I know, Snake. Is
So the
that nuts,
imaginary
dude?
line extends about 180, 185 meters.
I remember
in front
that
of the
happened to me
station.
with NG-11. I watched the
There's
Cygnus
flight
go up
rules
into
that come
space, and then
from
later,
providing
you know, I watched
inside
the
the
docking.
keep-out
We
sphere.
covered the docking for
Victor
Space
Glover,
News, and I'm
who's
like, dude, I saw that
monitoring
thing
from
go up
the
into
station
space.
side,
That was like
if he
yesterday.
sees
What
any
the
anomaly
hell?
with his,
Wait a minute.
data,
How did that
the,
get there?
ability to command
What
and
just
abort from
happened?
The station
You know?
side, but of course, an abort can
Oh
be
my
issued from
goodness.
inside Dragon as well, or from the ground. And of course, Dragon, once it reaches the docking axis, has
What is the what
about 20
landmass
hours
is
of
that?
Power,
No, come
so it
back,
can hold there
please.
for
Okay,
quite some
thank you.
time and can reattempt
Is
to
that
dock,
Plymouth?
as
That's
necessary, but
that's
so
the
far
British
things are
Isles right
pretty good
there.
for today.
So look, you could
And
look.
we're tracking for a docking at
Ireland
2:10
right here,
a.m. Pacific time.
Northern Ireland right there, Wales right there, UK is right there, and so that means that's Normandy right there. That's France. Normandy's right there. There's the English Channel.
Again, a really cool view from the
Oh my
International
God,
Space
drummer,
Station,
drummer,
looking
look
at
up. No, I'm
Dragon
serious.
as it
I'm
gets
serious.
closer,
Drummer needs to look up like right
closer.
now. Drummer, I'm
It's
I'm
currently
shooting him a text right now.
swinging up,
Drummer's from right on that
to
peninsula.
be
You
in
dude.
front of the docking axis, which will mean that Dragon will be
Dragon SpaceX for approach 1 status.
It's daytime. You could see it.
Again, we are
You'll see it.
tracking,
Sun's gleaming off the solar
the
panels. You
sun's
can see it,
relative
Julia. It's
position
big enough.
And how that
You
is
wouldn't be able to
impacting
see
our
Dragon,
ability
but you'd be able to see the
monitor
ISS.
reflectors with the Dragon eyes. We are going to make an assessment at approximately
Discovery,
110
go at throttle up.
meters to see if the
It's
sun's
too cloudy.
position will impact the Dragon eye convergence.
Yeah,
If
sure.
we deem
Okay.
that it might impact Dragon
Look
eye
at
convergence,
Normandy
ground
and
is
look at
where
the
we
airplane
command
that
a
flew over
hold.
Normandy right there. See that?
However, if at 110 meters,
Oh
it is
my
early enough where
goodness.
this will not be an
That is
issue,
the
it will
that
not
is one of the
impact
coolest
approach
things
1,
I've ever
and
seen.
Dragon will continue
Look
to
at you can
waypoint
see the
2.
Mediterranean over there. Oh my goodness.
Only copy all, thanks.
Okay, so what you just heard.
I need to back up. We need to back up a little bit, real quick. I need to take a picture of this for Drummer. I think he's asleep.
Again, a really cool view from the International Space Station, looking at Dragon as it gets closer and closer. It's currently swinging up to be in front of the docking axis, which will mean that Dragon will be
1.104. Crew Dragon approach and retreat monitoring.
I gotta take that picture for Drummer.
Station copies and work.
All right, and that was Kathy Bolt, Capcom and Mission Control Houston. Victor Glover aboard the International Space Station, confirming he's standing by, monitoring Dragon's approach. So he'll be looking at the same telemetry that the ground teams are, and the crew aboard Dragon as well. Now, the call you heard from the core was once Dragon makes its way past waypoint 1, 220 meters in front of the station.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Expect reconfiguration of the C2V2 return link shortly.
I forget what C2V2 means.
Never copy.
All right, so once Dragon makes its way inside waypoint 1, the 220-meter mark, crosses into the keep-out sphere, the ground teams will do an assessment at about 110 meters. See the position of the sun. The sun might be a little bit too far behind the space station at the time and interfere with some of the optical cameras, the optical equipment, navigation equipment. The
Yeah, they
eyes.
slept on the way up
So
us.
they're doing assessment and may issue a hold.
It's so
if
cool, Novus.
necessary, depending on the position of the sun and how they're interfering or how they affect the Dragon eyes. Also, they're going to check the C2V2 common communication for visiting vehicles. There's a link between the two spacecraft now. There's a C2V2 on Dragon and also on the International Space Station that provides telemetry. A lot of that telemetry is what Victor Glover aboard the station is monitoring using
Give me
his,
1 second, guys. I need to
rendezvous proximity operations panel.
send the. I want to send that picture that I just took over to Drummer.
So all this coming up very soon. Dragon
Discovery,
inside
go at
300
throttle up.
meters, 284 and closing. Again, 220 meters is the point where we meet up with waypoint 1 directly in front.
Discovery,
of the
go at
International
throttle
Space
up.
Station that's expected to come up in a little less than 7 minutes.
Okay. Hi. I mean, that was like 50. That was like 50 subs. You just made me sneeze.
Getting great views. Those
Why
cameras
would you do
framed,
this?
Of course, on the star of today's show, the Crew Dragon. But we're still getting some glimpses of the Earth right underneath the station. 265 statute miles directly over Frankfurt, Germany, passing over Eastern Europe, and eventually will cross over the Black Sea.
I can't find. I'll send that picture to Drummer later when he's here. Doesn't matter. I'll flip you back to the coverage. Jurevich, Eve aumenta.
Discovery,
Dude.
go at throttle up.
Zex, was that 50 frigging subs? It was 50, wasn't it? Why? All right.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
All right, and then Karma's, dude, stop. No, it's getting too old for this stuff. I don't know, Cajun. Oh, Zex, why'd you do that, man? I appreciate the support, but holy cow. Hey, just do me a solid and just tell me you're not, like, in the poorhouse or something, please. And you have disposable income, please. That just at least humor me a little bit. At least humor me a little bit, please. Morzen's like, I guess I'm a sub now.
.270 meters and closing.
All right, it's almost to waypoint 1. They're doing
Crew
some slight
Dragon
adjustments with the
expected
orbit.
to converge with waypoint 1 directly in front of the
You see
International
that?
Space Station.
So
in less than
this is
5
it. This is a picture inside of it. This is inside the capsule. There's Shane and Megan right there. They're flying it. Well, they're not flying it. It's automatic, but you can see Dragon is automatically adjusting its trajectory to pop into waypoint 1. Items X and I'm stupid. Eagle Claw. Oh, okay. Haven't given you some love in a little while. You've been providing years of entertainment. You deserve it. Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, shoot, Eagle. Why the hell didn't you tell me? Why the hell didn't you tell me? Oh, it's just you. No, just all right. Cool. Holy shoot, man. Raslad, 28-month resub. Hey, what does this button do? I just... Dude, you literally, like, made my stomach churn for a second. I'm like, I don't know who Sex is. I don't know this person. Please tell me you're not, like, doing that. Like, please. But anyway, what's up, Eagle? How are you? Wait, when did you... Worth every penny? Jeez. When doc? About, Hera, about a half hour. So, Dragon is moving into what's called Waypoint 1. I could tell you what that means. I could tell you. Yurovich gifted a sub to... Okay, there you go. Ketos, Yurovich, ketos. So, Dragon Endeavor is moving to what's called Waypoint 1 here. I could give you a bunch of technical jargon on what the heck that means. It's trying to get out and in front of the space station. Because the docking port is out and in front of the space station. This is the front of the ISS. The docking port's right here. Dragon is trying to move right here, and then it's going to move into dock.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Waypoint 1 is a co-elliptic. It's a... Not really a co-elliptic orbit, but they're in a co-elliptic orbit right now. And now they're basically... Karmas again, dude? Oh, my goodness. And then Kyron gifted a sub, too. Oh, jeez. Okay. I was trolling a friend of mine with a name change. Unaware that Twitch only lets you change your name once every 2 months. Oh. Nice. Okay. Right on. Well, the troll was worth it, though, right? If the troll was worth it, then I totally get it. So... Dragon is getting out and in front of the ISS here, and then it will go towards the front. The docking port is at the very front of the ISS. It is on the bow of Node 2, the Harmony module. It's the same place where Dragon Endeavor docked exactly, well, not exactly, about 11 months ago. 11 months ago, that thing was in space with Bob and Doug. It was already up into space. Waypoint 1 is kind of the holding waypoint before they initiate the final docking sequence. Final docking sequence and Waypoint 1 should happen 15 minutes. And then at 5 o'clock, you should have the docking procedure. Let me brush up on the timeline here. So, oh my gosh.
A really good zoomed in view.
So 5 a.m. Okay, so no. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got? So 4:49, docking access Waypoint 1 arrival, 220 meters from the ISS, and then at 5 they'll move to Waypoint 2, which is 20 meters. And at 5 a.m. they'll have the go no go for docking, and at 5:05 they'll resume approach.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Approach 1 and soft capture ring extension will begin shortly. Dragon will continue to Waypoint 2, with the additional lighting assessment occurring at 110 meters, as previously noted.
Okay.
For awareness, if sunlight results in the loss of the Dragonite geofilters, Dragon will autonomously retreat back to Waypoint 1, remaining on closed-loop control using the time-of-flight filters. How copy?
There's a handover through Tidris. Also note, a Falcon 9 Octaweb sitting right there, and then a bunch of Merlin 1Ds sitting right there. This is the crew operations response engineer, Core. He's the gentleman that's communicating with the capsule. The core desk is right there in the center. Gwen Shotwell, the president of SpaceX, is right there. She's sitting.
We are in a handover period,
left seat on the center console.
We may have missed a call as we were switching from Tidris satellites. We're looking at about 20 seconds to go until we converge with Waypoint 1. There's going to be an approach burn maneuver using the Draco thrusters. That's called a...
Why is it going so slow? Oren, you don't want to go fast when you're docking. The ISS, the solar panels up on the ISS were designed to be as light as possible. With spacecraft, the name of the game is saving mass. You don't want to send something heavy into space if you don't have to, right? The lighter you can make it, the better. The solar panels on that the ISS are about as delicate as aluminum foil, give or take. You could punch a hole. Like if you went like this, you'd rip a hole right into it, like if you punched paper or something. Now, in order for the capsule to move near the space station, right, it has to fire little thrusters. They're little tiny rocket engines. You can see 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then there's a bunch more thrusters on the side of the capsule. Now, I'm not saying that they can't use those thrusters right now, but as you approach the station, you do not want to fire a rocket engine into a piece of paper. Not a good idea. So that's why they're going slow. They really have to be careful with those thrusters. You have to be very, very, very careful.
Some visual cameras to align with
Karma's
the docking
last.
port. So
Let's
it's
play
really
a game.
important that we
Don't you
don't have
dare,
that
you
sunlight.
Smelly butthole.
Getting in the
my
way.
man. Thanks, Karma.
Captain Dover on the big loop, pound check.
That's why we watch you. Right on, man.
SpaceX has you loud and clear on the big loop. Helm me.
I don't know, Mason. It's crazy.
Heavy light and clear. Your last call, we copied most of it, but you cut out towards the end there. I'm not sure if there's anything important for us.
I just want to...
Copy. I'm going to repeat the end of the call. We did have a TDRS handover. Just for awareness, following the lighting assessment, if we continue but sunlight results in a loss of the Dragon Eye geofilters, Dragon Eye will autonomously retreat back to waypoint 1, still on closed loop control using the time of flight filter.
Why the fuck would you do that? What the fuck, man? Why would you do that? I said I didn't want to play a game, man. Holy shit. Ah! Don't do that again. I'm having a crisis over here.
The Corps just
I'm having
reiterated
not like this.
that they will be checking to make sure that the sunlight is not in the way of the visual systems between Dragon and the space station. If that
My
does
face,
happen,
it hurts. Eagle, don't do that
Dragon
again.
will autonomously retract
Yeah, firework.
and wait until we do get some good visual
Soyuz MS-18 is up there.
systems
Progress
to,
MS-14 is up. I think
dock
it's 14.
with
Look,
each other,
Dragon
so-
Resilience.
That's right,
Look at
Crew
that,
Dragon
guys.
Resilience, actually.
Look at Dragon Resilience. That's Crew-1's capsule. There's about to be two dragons. Ah! I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out.
The upper portion of the screen.
That's right. Now again, to reiterate, Dragon has
Why did
passed
you do that?
waypoint
You're
1,
gonna freaking give me an
220
ulcer,
meters
man.
in front of the station. Executed a burn maneuver to
I don't
go
know,
ahead and
Karma.
move in,
I
so
don't
we're
know.
in
I don't
approach
know.
1.
Twins
And,
jam.
it's heading
Twins.
towards waypoint
For all
2.
the time I followed. That's only $14 a month,
Now
less than any
inside the
MMO sub out
keep-out
there,
sphere.
to be honest. Oh, dude, you're too kind.
It's
Thank
currently
you
in the
so
process
much.
of extending its soft capture ring that'll be used to dock to the International Docking Adapter.
Devlin, first two American crewed vehicles in orbit since Gemini. Holy crap, you're right. Gemini 6 and 7. That was the last. That was in 1966. That was the last time 2 American spacecraft were on orbit together. Unless you count the LEM and the CSM, but still. What the frick, dude? That's, oh my god, I'm freaking out. That's so damn cool.
Bulkhead thrusters.
Skylab only could dock one
You could almost
CSM to
read
it. That's
the
it.
logo, the Dragon logo on the side of the vehicle.
That's right. We'll get even better views as it makes its way even closer to make contact and capture with the space station.
There it is.
Yeah, based on the trajectory.
See, Jesse
here,
knows. There it
we may
is.
even
Like, that's,
anticipate a
if I was
capture a little bit
commentating
earlier than
this on the
anticipating.
official
We were
cast, I'd just be like, I don't
looking
know.
at about 2:10
Gary, you talk, man. I don't know what to say.
a.m. Pacific time. It might be at maybe closer to 2:07 p.m.
Yeah, I know, Bandit. I'm with you on that one. I'm counting individual crewed missions. Devlin. So let's just say that rule. Okay, first time 2 American spacecraft have been up in space, launched by 2 different rockets. Wait, crap. No, we can't say that either. The same frigging first stage launched both of those capsules into space. What is happening? How did we get here? How does this happen? How does this happen? The same first stage delivered both of these into
Features of the
space.
space station coming into view very clearly.
2 independent
see a
re-entry
lot of
vehicles.
the
There we go.
detail
There we go.
there,
There
and
we
as you
go. There we
mentioned,
go.
the,
That's fine. That's fine.
CREW-1 Dragon.
This is SpaceX station on the big loop. Procedure review complete, ready for docking.
Okay. They're getting to waypoint 2. Yeah, Dead Scum. Swall.
Decent copy.
Elon happened. Yeah, you ain't wrong, dude. Look at dude. Look at this
All right, that was
station, man.
confirmation
Look at
from
this,
Victor
dude.
Glover
This
aboard
is
the
ridiculous.
International Space
It's
Station. From
ridiculous.
the space station side, he is go for docking. The soft capture ring itself is fully extended.
Kitchen, I don't know what to do. Did you just see what just happened?
We're
Like, did you see what's
115
going on the
meters
screen?
and closing.
I'm on sensory overload right now. I don't know what's happening. Look, so that's the alpha magnetic spectrometer out there. You can see the space station remote manipulator system with Dexter attached to it.
Looking at your screen, the port that we are going to be docking with is
So this is the S1,
directly
S2,
in the
S3,
middle of the
S4 truss
screen, that
segment, and then the
circular
P1,
area on the
P2,
International
P3, and
Space
P4
Station.
truss segments. So that's the European Columbus module right there. That's the Japanese module Kibo, or the Japanese experiment module with the storage container on it. You could see the cupola. The cupola right there is attached to node 3, which is the Tranquility module.
Station Houston on 2 for Ike regarding SSC 17 and D2DM. We are seeing some strange configurations on the video, and we would like to close and restart that. We can take care of that from the ground.
So they're
if you would
talking to
like.
Victor. Ike is Victor. I know, Jensen. Isn't this nuts? 11 people, Aussie. How many minutes until docking? We're about 20 minutes out, give or take.
Absolutely. If you're seeing nominal, that works for us.
Okay, Victor reports nominal. If you hear, so call signs, if you hear them say hop, that's
Okay, so
Mike
Victor Glover
Hopkins.
aboard the station still
Copy
has.
that.
Ike is Victor Glover's call sign.
And Dragon SpaceX soft capture ring extension is complete. Additionally, we did beat the sunlight for the Dragon Eye filters, so we are not going to command a hold.
Okay. And blood body shape looks a
Yeah,
little
the
bit
cup is off.
familiar. I know, right? It's so ridiculous.
All right, so that's
And
great
then you got
news.
Soyuz
We passed
MS-18
the
and then Progress
110-meter
MS...
checkpoint that the ground
I think it's
operators were referencing,
MS-16, I think.
making sure the sun wasn't interfering with the optical sensors, the Dragon Eye, that are part of the guidance and navigation and control system aboard Dragon. We passed that check mark. We're good to go. We beat the sun there. So we're now inside 80 meters and closing. Dragon will
240
pause
feet.
at 20 meters. That's designated as waypoint 2 to conduct a go, no-go poll for the readiness on both the Dragon side and the International Space Station side, making sure everyone is good for docking. If we are go, we expect to dock during this pass over an orbital daytime.
You know, Thomas, for as much as we bash
Expected
Eric,
in less than 20 minutes.
I totally get why he fanboys about SpaceX. Like, dude, I get it. Like, I get it. I get it, but frick, dude, oh my goodness. Could you imagine seeing a Crew Dragon approach? Well, the space shuttle was docked. That almost happened, Jensen. The shuttle was still flying when Dragon
Some of the
first
features
launched.
there, you can see a lot of the visiting vehicles
Barely,
on board
but it
station at
was.
the bottom.
This is happening right
There's a
now.
Russian
Yeah, Zyderol,
Soyuz
this is
vehicle
live.
that delivered crew to the International Space Station.
This is live. This is the CREW-2 Dragon capsule, Dragon Endeavor. Dragon Endeavor is looking to dock to the forward pressurized mating adapter on the International Space Station. Up here is Dragon 2 Resilience. That's the CREW-1 capsule. So CREW-1 is now going to have CREW-2 dock to the station. You're going to have 2 spacecraft, 2 Dragon capsules docked to the station. The craziest part about this is that this capsule that we're looking at this view from, all right, this capsule from Dragon Endeavor docked to the space station in it docked to the space station in last year. This is the DM2 capsule. It was reused. So this is the second time this capsule's been up here, which is just bananas to me. Also, just a little bit of a side note, the OBSS is up there. I never knew that. So that's the orbiter boom, the the orbiter sensor sweeper package. That's a piece of the space shuttle up there. Just on a side note, I didn't know it was there. It's like a selfie stick for the arm.
Once CREW-2
can Dragon dock with another Dragon?
It
could a Sailor, yeah.
Two.
So the International Docking System standard, that docking port right there is an androgynous attachment system. So yeah, you can have active and passive, and two actives can dock to each other. That's you could. The Dragons would have to be like this because of the nose cones, right? But yeah, it could be done.
Docking today.
So this is the Japanese experiment module. The pressurized manning adapter is behind it. It's right where my hand is.
Japanese gem.
On the big loop, visors down.
Okay, visors down for the docking, just in case they boop something.
SpaceX copies. Visors are down. We may enter into a hold at waypoint 2. We are still awaiting ground go for final approach.
Endeavor copies.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Karmas, bubble in space. Probably not, Swishio. Maybe a future space station, though.
Detail of this camera view is pretty incredible. Here from the International Space Station, watching Crew Dragon.
Okay, so they're at waypoint 2. Notice that the Dragon stopped. Okay. They stopped for a second. Hold on. What is the future, Hold'll? Panta.
And as expected, Dragon holding at.
Don't read too much into it, Firework. I'm just saying maybe in the future.
It's at about 20
Do they reverse
meters
thrust
right in
to
front
stop? They'll fire these 4 thrusters right here to slow down. If the lighting conditions are right, you can see these things. You can see them firing, but it's too bright. It's too bright to see them working. Sometimes you can do it. Sometimes you can see them working. How fast are they going? Yes. No.
And if you're just now joining us, we are just waiting for a confirmation for go for docking. Currently holding Dragon at waypoint 2. And again, it looks like Dragon is just paused and not even moving, but again, as we just mentioned,
I'm sorry, that's
the
so cool.
space station and Crew Dragon.
It's not as cool as the shuttle docking. The shuttle docking was
approximately
ridiculous.
17,500
It was nuts. I'll have to show you guys
miles per
that
hour.
footage sometime. That's still pretty damn
incredible
cool.
How
though.
it can hold these speeds so that it looks like they are just completely paused.
That's right. Teams on the ground, both from the.
So yeah, what Jesse was just saying, she's right. They look like they're just. It looks like it's stopped, but what it's in reality, what Dragon is doing is called station keeping. It's basically flying in formation. It's not so much stop next to the ISS, but flying in formation with it up in space, going 17,500 miles an hour, or 28,000 kph. Yeah, I mean, relative. You got to remember, relatively, their speeds are not different. They're going the exact same speed. They're flying in formation. But yeah, they're not. Dragon didn't so much stop, but yeah, it's just it's station keeping. That's what it's called.
Dragon to the station.
That would be insane, Jensen. See you last. I'm kind of distracted, Bandit. So, I mean, oh, yeah, that didn't help. Okay.
Again, we're standing by the International Space Station, flying over the Indian Ocean.
Yeah,
now,
but saying falling in formation,
just
Da Vinci,
south
doesn't
of
sound
the,
right.
Indian border. It's heading on a southeasterly course, just south of Australia, and should cross over the terminal.
What Thomas said, the forward thrusters are disabled. They have an angled thruster in the back to stop and go backwards. Yeah, except for the fact that there's no thrusters pointing in that direction, unless they're using these ones right there, which are angled out at a 45. So yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, see, it's angled. It's angled forward. I see it right there. There's 4 people in there. 4 souls aboard. The commander of the CREW-2 mission is Shane Kimborough. The pilot is Megan MacArthur. And then mission specialists 1 and 2 are Aki Hoshide and Thomas Pesquet. Aki Hoshide is a Japanese astronaut, and Thomas Pesquet is a ESA astronaut from France. Why does it have RCS on the sides? So it can maneuver around.
Endeavour, patiently waiting, docking to the International Space Station.
Dragon on its second flight, about to dock to the forward end of the International Space Station for the second time.
And Station and Endeavour on the big loop. Ike, we are not able to recover that video for the D2DM, so you can close that window, and we should be ready to press into final approach shortly.
Looks like they were waiting on a camera. They're talking to Victor Glover aboard the station.
Station copies.
Starship should be able to do that just fine, Loss. But yeah.
You did hear that
It
call
could,
speak out to
Creation, but
Ike.
it's configured for 4
Ike
right
is
now.
actually referring to Victor Glover. That is just his nickname.
That's his call sign, Jesse. Call sign. He's a pilot.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop.
Sounds
Ground
right,
is now
Vincent.
go for final approach.
Okay, we're going for final
Upon
approach. Here we
confirmation
go.
Of crew readiness for final approach, we will enable the approach. Please confirm crew readiness. And a reminder, once Dragon is inside the crew hands-off point, retreat and breakout are no longer permitted.
Sure, Ichi.
Who is ready for final approach?
And got some good words that the crew is ready for the docking to the International Space Station.
What's a breakout? Backing away from the station.
They
Yep.
no longer will have control of any aborts. If there is an abort needed, it will have to be done by the Dragon
Station
autonomously.
Houston on the big loop. Monitor per steps 3 and 4 and
All right, she's starting to
1.104.
move. Come on, Endeavor.
Station copy.
Again, we are now moving into the CHOP, which is the crew hands-off point. As I was mentioning earlier, if there is an abort, it will need to be done
Dragon has parachutes.
autonomously by
yeah. 4 of them,
Dragon.
believe it or not.
All right, and we did get confirmation. Approach 2 has been initiated. So Dragon now making its way inside the 20-meter hold point at about 18 meters and closing.
Here we go.
Final approach of Endeavour to dock with the International Space Station has started. Docking expected in about 3.5 minutes from now.
I gotta sneeze. It's turbo. Turbo. You gotta. It's a turbo sneeze. It's science. Bless you. Not supercharged. The sneeze wouldn't sound right. It would be like, you know.
And you could see on your screen as Crew Dragon slowly approaches towards that port for docking.
That's right, we're 13 meters and closing, making a slow and methodical approach to the docking port. That's on the forward end of the International Space Station, that international docking adapter where Crew Dragon Endeavour has
That's
docked
correct, Final.
once before.
I mean, it ain't a space shuttle docking to it, but it's still pretty damn cool. I'm so happy that there is an Endeavour spacecraft that is docked
10
to the
meters.
station once already and is about to dock to the station again.
Copy, 10 meters.
Okay, 33 feet.
What that call out was Crew Dragon is just 10 meters away from the International Space Station. As
The
they
parachutes,
continue to
Yensid, are
approach
down. They're
for
down below the hatch.
docking.
They're down here, and then the lines go up the side, and there's attachment points right here. You can see them. See the mortar is right there. It'll fly off. But the parachutes are stowed
Docking
down
will,
low to keep the center of mass
occur in
down
two
low.
phases. There will be a soft capture, followed by a hard capture, and what that hard capture means is 12 physical hooks will connect the Dragon to the space station.
Great views. Dragon just 6 meters away as the station and Dragon fly in tandem 263 statute miles over the South Indian Ocean in the background.
5 meters.
We're 5 meters
15
and closing.
feet.
Copy, 5 meters.
15 feet and closing. So see how there's like a ring extended out in the front? That ring is on springs. That'll be the soft capture mechanism. When they dock, the
Really
springs
start to
will
see
absorb the
detail
forward
on
movement, and Dragon
there
might
as
do this
it
a little
is
bit. That's
closing
totally
in
fine.
on
They'll
docking.
retract the springs, and then those
Right,
hooks,
2.5 meters, 30 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Cruising's off
etc.,
point.
etc.,
It's called
will lock in, and that's called a hard capture. All right, wait for it. Wait for it. And ring the bell, baby. Ring the bell. Because we got another spacecraft docked.
Dragon, SpaceX on the big loop, soft capture confirmed.
So goddamn cool.
Copy, soft capture confirmed.
Just tap
Great
it in.
news with that call out. That soft capture is confirmed.
God damn, that's cool.
That's right. That's soft capture time, 2:08 a.m. Pacific time, 4:08 a.m. Eastern. The station and Dragon connected 264 statute miles over the South Indian Ocean. Endeavour
400
connected
kilometers.
to International Space Station for the second time.
That's cooler than the other side of the pillow.
And there are still a few steps to complete before Dragon
They're going to
is
retract the
securely
soft capture
attached.
mechanism.
Dragon, SpaceX on the big loop, soft capture ring retraction in progress.
See? And then the hooks will latch that thing in permanently.
That's good. The ring retraction
Discovery,
is
go and
happening.
throttle up.
Ring retraction happening as expected. And after the ring retracts,
So this thing should
12
find its
hooks
way up
will
to
latch,
here.
6 at a
Should
time, to
close
perform a
together.
hard
Yes,
capture,
Mick.
and will officially mate Dragon to the International Space Station.
Got this really awesome view of Dragon
What the hell?
as it is
How long is
connected
that?
to the port currently.
Dragon
making
with its
progress
trunk
on hard
just up
capture.
like that is 35 feet. If I'm remembering right, it's pretty big, man. There is not space for another IDA, Capcom. No. All the pressurized mating adapters are taken up. It's a big bus. That's right. Have I seen this? I have seen it with the Millennium Falcon in the front. How many peeps will be aboard? Well, once those soft capture hooks, you can see the front of Dragon is moving closer to IDA 2 right there. I think it's IDA 2. Could be, it's IDA 2 or 3. Either way, it's moving. You see it's retracting here. Actually, I'll back it up so you guys can see it a little bit easier. See what I'm talking about? They're retracting the soft capture mechanism.
Takes some time. It is continuing at its
Drop the
anticipated
bass.
speed. Things are looking good. Again, this is the first in a series of steps to officially mate Dragon to the station.
28,000 kph ascendant. Whack, 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 whack. Sorry, it's too early. It's too early, man. I'm in a good mood. Do you see what's happening on your screen right now, dude? Too early or too late? I don't know.
If you're just joining us, we heard the call out for soft capture confirmed at
All
2:08
right, Rasta,
a.m. Pacific
future
time,
shock.
4:08 a.m. Eastern time.
I'm late. Did it do the thing? Yep.
Well,
All right. See, you can see they're retracting the soft capture mechanism. See that?
capture. We're still in the process of retracting the soft capture ring
Have you slept today?
and anticipating proceeding with
Today?
the hard capture sequence, where 12 hooks will drive to officially
little.
mate Dragon with the International Space Station's international docking adapter at the forward port.
planetary,
Crew Dragon Endeavour docked to that forward port for the second time.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Ring retraction is complete. Docking sequence is holding for MCS reconfiguration.
Flawless victory.
Endeavour copies all.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Capcom, 28-month resub. Thanks, man. This is really amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Tim, I really hope they give us a shot from the trust segment of Resilience
If
and
you're just now
Endeavor,
joining
like
us,
right next
as you
to
can
each
see on
other,
your screen, Crew
so I
Dragon
can
has made
just sit here and
contact
fanboy and
the
quite possibly
International
maybe
Space
even
Station,
fangirl a little. Like,
and we're
we
currently
need
in
that.
progress of
Aziz Light!
Endeavour and station. MCS is configured. Proceeding with
All right,
hook
Firework.
driving.
See ya.
Endeavour copies.
Station copies.
great timing there.
I hope so,
This
Nutbuster.
is now the beginning of the
Isn't
hard
there another common
capture
birthing port
sequence.
available at the Zenith of Harmony? Yeah, plenty of
where
CBMs available,
12 hooks
Capcom.
will
You need a pressurized
latch
mating adapter. An IDA
between
converts
Dragon and
IDSS
the space station
to
6
APAS
hooks at a
95
time. This will take
and
a
APAS
few
95
minutes
to
to complete.
CBM.
That's right, that MCS
I'm not
is
guessing,
just
Nikita.
configuring the International Space Station's attitude control. It needed to be configured
There will be Astrak.
differently between a soft capture and hard capture sequence.
Shooting
Now that
Star
that's
is a
been confirmed,
PMA.
they can go ahead and press
Actually,
to
Thomas, that would
drive
work.
the 12 hooks needed to confirm.
Wait a minute, Thomas, is the backport a Dream Chaser and IDSS? Because if so, yes, Dream Chaser could leave a Shooting Star up there, and you would have more. Is that a thing? Have we talked about that before? Why so many adapters? Well, the common berthing mechanism adapters are what hold the station modules together. They're called CBMs. Attached to the CBM is this darker kind of elbow-shaped piece. We have talked about it before. Yeah, okay, cool. This elbow-shaped piece is called a pressurized mating adapter. Now, this was what the shuttle docked to. This piece right here. There's 3 of them up on the space station. There's one that connects Zarya, the Russian segment, to Node 1, the Unity module. That's PMA-1. PMA-2 you see on the screen, and PMA-3 is the one that Dragon Resilience is docked to. Now, at the backside of the PMA, you have the CBM. All right? And then at the front side, you have an APAS port, the Androgynous Peripheral Attachment System, APAS 95, okay? That's what the shuttle used. The space shuttle used that docking port. Yeah, you heard that right. The same docking port that they used to dock Unity to Zvezda, or Zarya, excuse me, is the shuttle, is the same thing they used on the shuttle. The shuttle flew with a Russian docking port its entire career. Hilarious, I know. They just reused it. They configured the shuttle to dock to Mir and said, well, when we're going to build the ISS, why not just use the same port? So they came up with this mating adapter here, okay? Now, on the front of the PMA, you have the International Docking Adapter, IDA, right? The International Docking Adapter has APAS 95 on one side, and then it has what's called the International Docking System Standard port on the front side of this, the IDSS, okay? The IDSS is what Dragon and Starliner will use, and I think the Russian Oryol capsule will use that as well. Now, the IDSS is kind of loosely based off of APAS 95, and the reason why they just keep stacking adapters on adapters is because, you know, what? I mean, go with what you know. This already works. You know that APAS 95 is going to work, so just make an adapter and launch another piece up. They don't have a shuttle to send up to be able to swap out parts anymore, so just keep attaching pieces on board.
For hard capture to
Or
complete.
we'll use SSVP. Yeah, that's right.
As a reminder, after hard capture is complete, they do still
Wait,
have
that's illegal, yeah.
some more
Yeah, of
steps
course. I
that they
think the
need
ISS
to
is
go
quite busy
through
with those two IDAs,
in
and a
order
third-
to ensure that
with a third
the
PMA would be a
space
great
station
extension.
and Dragon are safe for crew
This
ingress.
part of the vehicle is the re-entry vehicle.
There will
the
be the
this
hatch
part right
opening,
here. That's the heat shield right there.
as
This
the
part
crew
they'll dump before
as
they
well.
come back
The
down.
crew on board Dragon, as well as the station, will be walking through some procedures prior to ingress of the CREW-2 crew on the International Space Station. But once they do ingress on the station, there will be a welcome ceremony.
Actually, Dragon uses this, which is derived from the IDSS. No, it's not. It's not, Core. Nice try, though. That is NASA's implementation of the International Docking System Standard. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's just NASA's implementation. They just gave it a different name.
Have been driven and locked into place. The second
Yuki, we
set
just watched
of
this thing
6
dock.
hooks, 12 total, 6 of them driving.
Okay, halfway there.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop. Hard capture is complete. You are go to open visors.
Good.
Copy, hard capture complete. Opening visors.
They'll do that in a second, sudden kill.
All right. Crew Dragon Endeavour officially made it to the International Space Station. That dynamic period of the docking phase is complete. The crew inside Dragon have been wearing their suits just as an extra precaution. But they can
Extranary.
go ahead and pull up their visors. It's going to be some time until the hatches themselves are open between Dragon and the International Space Station. Still some things to configure on that side. The vestibule on the International Docking Adapter that separates the hatches of Dragon and the International Space Station. That's been exposed to the vacuum of space and has had the sun shining on it periodically. So when repressurizing the vestibule to equal the pressure inside the space station.
Station, hard capture complete. Welcome to ISS. We are so excited to have you aboard.
That's Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon. We're glad to be here. We'll see you all in a few minutes.
Nice, Thomas.
International Space Station Commander Shannon Walker welcoming the crew. Now CREW-2 official.
So what are they pressurizing to do? They got to equalize the pressure in the vestibule here. That's going to take a second. They won't open the hatches for another like hour and 40 minutes.
4 new crew members for her expedition on board here shortly.
Swishio, it's moving fast, man. 28,000 kilometers an hour. ISS goes quick. Orbits the Earth every 90 minutes.
All right, so again, there's a series
Going
of
into the
steps
dark.
here as we enter into an orbital nighttime. completing the docking of Crew Dragon Endeavour to the International Space Station for a second time. That contact and
Not sure at this
capture
point, Tim.
occurring at 2:08 a.m. Pacific time, 5:08 a.m. Eastern. We have a confirmed hard capture. The umbilical is in motion to connect the station to the Dragon and provide data and power and communication through that umbilical, so it no longer has to rely on its own systems. Everything's looking good for that vehicle. It's going to be some time again until we repressurize the vestibule and get those hatches open between the Dragon and the International Space Station. It'll be the crew inside the station getting that ready to be opened.
Endeavour SpaceX docking sequence is complete. Welcome to the ISS.
Hey.
Thank you, SpaceX. Great to be here.
They don't need
More
therapy
official
to walk
words, that
again, Doc.
docking is complete.
That's actually a good question. They work out for 2 hours every day. Seriously, astronauts never skip leg day. If you don't work out every day, you can get atrophy, and then you're going to have some trouble. You can also have cardiac problems if you stay up in space for a long time and you don't do PT every day, you don't work out every day. When you come back down, your heart's going to work overtime to try and get all of the oxygen to your muscles, and you could have cardiac problems. So they work out. There's a gym up on the ISS, and it is not, unlike school, it is not negotiable. You have to work out every day, 2 hours every day, dude.
Endeavour on Dragon to ground. Are you ready for us to begin suit doffing?
Don't skip leg day. Seriously, it'll kill you.
SpaceX copies. You are go to begin suit doffing and audio configuration. Procedure 4.012.
Copy, that's in work.
There's a gym up there, Peepo G.
So again, it'll take some time. The crew will begin
go to
doffing
sleep.
or taking off their suits. It'll be some time to repressurize the
gloves,
vestibule.
baby.
Station side, astronauts on the station side will configure the hatch, getting ready to open that up and welcome the crew inside the International Space Station. It was a pretty great docking. Everything happened right on cue.
Dude, this
and as
is so
expected.
cool.
So it was a great
Look at
to see
Oshide-sama.
Crew Dragon Endeavour dock to the International Space Station once again. We've enjoyed it from here in Mission Control Hawthorne.
Sorry for the
but
question.
to see how things turned out.
Sorry for the question, Duck. No. There is no sorry for the question here. This is a STEM stream. You ask questions. I'd be worried if you didn't. I can answer them. I'm not just a pretty face up here, all right? If I was a pretty face up here, the stream wouldn't be doing too well. No. I teach people about spaceflight. That's what I do here on Twitch. Like, this is what I do. Ask away, my dude. Seriously.
Even through the face masks,
You are
you
pretty,
can
though.
see and feel the excitement in the room here in Mission Control Houston. Now that we're docked, Victor Glover is securing some hardware, and then he'll move right into hatch operations. First, he will open the large
No
hatch
pool
at
stream?
node 2 forward,
I told
giving
you
him
I'm not
access
pretty. I
inside
can't
the
pull a hot tub
pressurized
stream
main
off,
adapter.
guys.
Then he will have to pressurize the vestibule,
Come
which
on!
is the small
I
space
don't think
between
anybody
the
wants
hatches
to
on
see
Dragon
that.
and the space station. This was exposed to vacuum prior to docking.
Oh yeah, what's the airspeed velocity of a laden swallow? Well, we the African or European?
Pressures on Dragon and the station.
Do a hot tub
He
stream,
will use a
please.
small
I don't have
valve
a
on the
hot
station's
tub.
hatch to slowly introduce air into the vestibule, and flight controllers here in Houston will monitor the pressure and temperature readings inside and verify that everything is leak-free before we get ready to open up the hatches. We expect it to take about 2 hours to get everything pressurized
only
and
here for the
checked out
mullet?
before we open hatches. With Dragon
only here for the
successfully
mullet,
docked to the International Space Station, that's the latest from here in
I
Mission
don't know
Control
what to
Houston.
say.
And back to the team over in Hawthorne.
Discovery,
Damn, that's a little
Alright,
bit of a
thanks,
stretch,
Courtney.
even for me, man.
As mentioned, it will take some time to
EG.
go ahead and go through those procedures, but we'll stay with you throughout today's coverage.
Hi, Dutch guy.
Of course, one of the major things will be repressurizing the
Oh, yeah,
vestibule in
me.
between the hatches. There's a hatch called the A-Pass hatch. That's the hatch on the International Space Station side. And then there's the Dragon hatch itself. In between is a vestibule that's currently at vacuum. So in order to travel through both hatches, you need to repressurize that. Now that there's a hard mate between the two vehicles, they'll check the
Linux,
seal, they'll do
Aussie.
some leak checks as they're repressurizing the vestibule up to vacuum.
We will,
and that
Jaywalk.
will take some time.
SpaceX Endeavour, com check on the cabin mic.
SpaceX has you loud and clear on the cabin mic.
We have you the same, thanks.
or you're hearing
Go with
the
throttle up.
Stop doing
crew
that.
inside Endeavour go through their procedures. One of the first things they're ready to do is take off those suits. They had to wear it through several of the operations of a launch from the
guy
Kennedy
has the
Space
black
Center
tie.
to a docking
Black
with the
tie, white
International
shirt.
Space Station. Launch is a very
Legend.
dynamic activity, so they had suits on up until orbital insertion, and then they were able to doff their suits,
Right switch, yeah.
have a meal, go to bed, check out some of the systems, wake up, and then right before they entered into the approach phase of today's flight with the approach initiation.
Now, Mason, that I would do. I would do a hot tub stream where I take apart the hot tub and show people how it works. Oh God, that would be the best clickbait ever. Damn it! We gotta do that. I gotta figure out a way to do that.
That we will have an event
That would be
to
the best
welcome them on
clickbait
board
ever.
the International Space Station. We expect all 11 crew members to be there to welcome them. It's going to be pretty crowded, but it should be very exciting to see that many people on
Go with
board
throttle up.
the International
I
Space
told
Station.
you to stop doing that.
And those call-outs that we just heard were they were doing
Five subs,
comm
man,
check
thank you.
with the Crew
Find a
Dragon
hot tub on Craigslist.
communications because they've now taken off their suits. They have comms through their suits, but since they're not going to be wearing their suits anymore, they need to use the comms through Dragon. So very exciting. It
Really,
sounds
Dutch guy?
like they're getting out of their suits as we speak, or doffing
okay.
their suits.
Mason.
And then we will soon begin the
Yo, so
process
do
to
they
open
piss
up
in their
those
suits or
hatches
what?
So that the
No. Nander, once upon a time, I mean, like on the Apollo capsule, they didn't have a toilet on there, so it was literally shit in a bag. Yeah. Now, think about the mechanics behind that with no gravity. Yeah, no, it wasn't pretty. Fortunately, though, Dragon has a toilet on board, so they can put up a little privacy shade and, you know, do the business. Now, the toilets on the capsules, very soft vacuum cleaner. Yeah. You gotta get some pressure going to get to evac the waste from the receptacle. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm laying down, my brother? Vacuum cleaner, yeah. Dude, that's the only way to do it. You come up with a freaking better way. Yeah. Yeah, they put up a little privacy shield if they have to do their business. Do you see those suits? Those suits look expensive, man. I wouldn't want to mess that thing up. Fantasy last centrifuge. Hot tub stem machine. That's right. Soyuz has toilets? Yeah, of course it does, Ping. Soyuz has toilets in the orbital module up at the front of the capsule. So, yeah, it definitely does. It's in the orbital module. I heard I missed something. Oh, drummer, I gotta show you real quick. Hold on one second. It's right here. I told you it's time sensitive. Look at that. You know what that is? Holy crap. Brett, see the link. Was Noguchi-san? Yep, he was. Yep, okay. I see it, Mason. I see it. Drummer, that's why I was like, dude, look up. Look up like right now. Cuz it literally Dragon docked like over your house, man. So this is the southwest part of the British Isles right here. Is that cool or what?
they will need to repressurize the vestibule in between those two.
Also, sup dog, we heard you like taking pictures of dragons from your dragon capsule. So we gave you a picture of a dragon from a dragon capsule.
That's right. The umbilical on the Dragon side has been fully extended to provide power, communications, and data from the International Space Station to the Dragon. So the Dragon,
Pretty cool, huh?
no longer needing to rely on its own power systems.
That's
And of
cool,
course,
Switch
when
you.
the
Hell yeah.
hatches are open, They'll be able to mix the air from the environment that's inside the space station with the Dragon, so it no longer needs to rely on its environmental control and life support systems. In the meantime, it is still doing so because the hatches are closed between both the Dragon and the International Space Station. There is a gap called the vestibule in between them that's currently at vacuum. That vestibule has been exposed to the vacuum of space on the forward end of the International Docking Adapter. So when bringing the pressure back up, there may be swings. Because of the temperature variation, there may be swings that need to dampen out before an effective leak check could take place. So the process of repressurizing the vestibule in between those two hatches does take quite a long time. It's expected to be about 2 hours until both of the hatches are open because of the length of time of repressuring that vestibule.
Oh, man.
Now, from the station side,
they could.
Victor Glover will outfit the 8-pass hatch. That's the one on the station side. He'll open it up and remove, once the vestibule is pressurized, he'll open that up and remove the docking target and install some padding onto the 8-pass hatch so that there's no unnecessary contact as astronauts are coming through the hatch from Crew Dragon to come inside of the forward end of the International Space Station.
Station Houston on 2 on the big loop. You are go to pick up in ingress part 1, step 1. Note that the pre-ingress ventilation in step 1.6
Swordfish, about an hour and a half.
Okay, picking up step 1 and 1.6 not required.
Dragon SpaceX, no response required, but ISS power connection has been established.
Okay, Dragon plugged into the ISS and is now receiving power. Is it a very slow pressurization? Yeah, Aussie. So
there you go. So
there's no undo button up there, dude. That's why they go so slow with this stuff. There's no undo button. When you're conducting space flight up in space, you need to be slow and you need to be very deliberate. Be very deliberate in what you do, and be sure that you're sure with every action that you take. What does that mean? What am I trying to say? That was the most vague thing. It sounded like some punk at a TED Talk or something. No, you just got to go slow. Just do it slowly. Seriously, don't try to inflate that thing too fast. Don't try to pressurize it too quickly. This isn't the Expanse, you know what I mean? It's not, okay, we're good. No, in real life, they go slow with airlocks. You go very slow. You don't want to change stuff too fast. Remember, when you pressurize something, you are changing the temperature in there. You're going from vacuum to up to what is, like 20 C, right? So vacuum is like minus 500 C or something. I don't know what it is. That's below absolute zero. I know what it is in Fahrenheit, but nobody cares about that. So you're going through a temperature change. You're going through a pressure change. You want to make sure you don't pop the balloon, so to speak. You know what I mean? Go very slow and be very deliberate with this stuff. It's very important because there's no undo button. You break that docking port, that's it. They go home. Let's not do that.
As they'll be together for the next few days until they have to say farewell to the...
Why doesn't Dragon dock in 6 hours from liftoff like Soyuz in progress? Because Dragon is a newer capsule, Swishio. It's not cleared to make that kind of ascent just yet. The reason Soyuz does it is because Soyuz can fly. Soyuz has been flying for a long time. That's Gwen Shotwell, by the way. Gwen Shotwell is the president of SpaceX.
CREW-2. He'll take the responsibility of International Space Station commander through the duration of Expedition 65 until he's ready to hand it off to the next crew.
I mean, because if you think about it, the ISS is just a big balloon floating around in space. That guy's on Reddit. Dude, we can see your screen. Get off Reddit. See him scrolling? He was scrolling through Reddit there. I saw it. He's not on Reddit. The president of the company just walked by. He ain't on Reddit. It was a joke. So what's on all three of the PMAs? 2 of them have dragons, and the third one has the Zarya module, Nuggets. Now, see, you gotta be like this guy over here and just read it on your laptop.
Crew Dragon Endeavour
not on the
is
main computer.
docked to the International Space Station as we speak.
So that's the ISS mission control in Houston.
The crew on board the space station, as well as CREW-2, are preparing for a couple procedures here for hatch
We did
opening.
it, Reddit. Still funny, Harksy.
That is the hatch opening on
Still
the
funny.
space station side, as well as
I watched
the
that thread when it
Crew
happened
hatch.
back in 2013,
And this
dude.
will take approximately
Still funny. We did it!
an
We
hour,
found him, Reddit!
A little over an hour
Hilarious.
and a half to walk through all of these procedures. So though CREW-2 is at
Station on the big loop. Node 2 forward hatch is open.
And
All right.
Ike, we copy, and you are go to continue through step 2.
Okay.
Pressurizing vestibule.
They've opened up the CBM
through step
hatch.
2.
They've opened up.
As I mentioned, they are walking through several procedures.
I hope that was somebody just
to
dropping
get
something
those
at SpaceX HQ.
two hatches open. As you
Yeah,
can
it is.
hear
It's
that
coming through Jesse's mic.
communication between Victor
Ho,
Glover on board the station with the
Don't
ground
do that.
team, helping him out with the procedures.
Someone dropped something at SpaceX HQ.
That first hatch that he mentioned is the node.
So Jesse and Gary are up there. See this mezzanine right here? Jesse and Gary are they're doing the webcast up there, and the camera's looking down that aisle. Somebody dropped something at the mezz. It looks like there's a guy taking out the trash over there. See that?
Procedure 4.400 for
God damn, it
monitoring
scared the
vestibule
crap out of me.
pressurization.
Oh my god. It's the janitor. It is, KJ. I was like,
400
that's
for the vestibule depress.
not a good noise.
So now that node 2 forward hatch is open.
So
Victor
that's the
Glover
CBM
inside
hatch.
The pressurized mating adapter. Down the PMA
For real,
is
Corza.
the A-pass hatch, the hatch
Androgynous
that
peripheral attachment
separates
system.
the International Space Station now from the Dragon. With the node 2 forward hatch open,
Voice crack, Gary.
Victor Glover can work to manually
Mick!
pressurize
What's good,
the
dude?
vestibule.
Yo,
And we just heard
V10
from here
Miata?
Mission Control Hawthorne
you madman.
that the crew on board Dragon
Freaking
Endeavour
absolute
will be able to
madman.
monitor the vestibule
love it. It's so cool,
pressurization
dude.
on their displays from the side of the Crew Dragon.
All right. So here, guys, I'll
Discovery, go at throttle up.
yeah, there he is. 4-month resub from Mad Ford. You guys don't know my buddy Mad Ford. He's a full-time mechanic that streams his crazy exploits of cars on Twitch. Also, I mean, there's nothing in here. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Nick, thanks for the resub, dude. I appreciate it. Why no camera from the inside of the ISS? Kelmir will get one in a second. Here, I was gonna back it up and show you
Discovery,
guys.
go at throttle up.
Show you this right
Copy
here.
10 meters.
Station.
So this was a second ago.
Way.
They docked it. We watched this live. Like, look at that freaking picture. Chris, give this up to Kelmir. Found on. Oh, never mind. V10 MX5. Yeah, that's gonna be fast. Yeah, fast is the word I'm looking
Really
for.
start to see the detail
That's
on
gonna
Dragon
be-
there as it is closing in on.
Nick, you could say that's going to be a little bit mad. Ford engineering. So we watched the capsule dock. Now they're just pressurizing out the vestibule, the airlock between the capsule and the station here. Thomas, boo! Fast security. Okay, Snicky.
So you're
I'm
looking
Ron
at both of the
Burgundy?
flight control rooms on the left.
Dang it! Who left the thing on the
Discovery,
plane?
go
SpaceX
ahead.
headquarters in
That joke
Hawthorne,
was
California.
bad.
Flight
Ford
controllers
engineering. Chris, give the
there,
sub master.
successfully monitoring the navigation of Crew Dragon Endeavour that autonomously made its way from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida
What's that, Core? Let me see.
to the International Space Station, docking at 2:08 a.m. Pacific Time, 5:08 a.m. Eastern. With the International Space Station as they were flying over the South
Gary.
Indian Ocean.
Gary!
Control teams are now working to configure Dragon for its stay aboard the International Space Station.
Gary.
They've hard-mated it using 12 hooks that drive.
Gary, what are you
connected
doing?
To the International Docking Adapter.
Gary.
And have connected an umbilical and confirmed that power is being drawn from the space station to the Dragon. Dragon no longer needing to rely on its power source during its...
Did you see the episode 3 of the
Discovery,
Mondeo?
go
I haven't
on.
been able to watch it, Mick. I've been doing coverage of this thing all day. There's no sound guy to tell him that his fire the sound guy. I haven't seen episode 3. Chris Fu gifted us up to Mysterious Aussie. Aussie. Oi, oi. Core, that's interesting. Is that a CBM to NDS adapter right there? Huh. Should buy one for my TV. Wait, what? Audio level. NASA. International Docking Adapter. Let me see, Core. So there's the IDAs. One of them is at the bottom of the ocean. IDA 2 connected during P2 Space Launch in 2016. First achieved the route. So there's IDA. It's IDA 2 and 3. Interesting. I'm gonna have to go on to a deep dive about this. Common docking adapter was announced in 2009. It was planned to be used to convert the common berthing mechanism to the NASA docking system. CDAs would have been attached directly to Node 2 forward and Node 2 zenith. They would have been delivered on the HTV cargo craft. Now, why didn't they do that? Why did they opt for the IDAs instead of the NDS? That's weird, man. Now, see, Core, now you just made a rabbit hole. Now I got to go figure out what the frick's going on. Someone keeps getting false positive checked near my pockets, and I have no idea why. Do you have anything in your pockets, Sneaky? It's already docked, yeah. Ratnik, they've already docked. They're working on getting the procedures to opening up the hatches. I don't. Do you have, like, jeans on that have, like studs in them or anything? I empty them and triple check them. 1 million streamers can manage good audio, but NASA and every news station suck. Yeah, not at the moment. Sound guy wanted to make them sound as if they were on the surface of Mars. Ah, yeah. That makes sense. So eventually Dragon will be able to go pretty much direct to the ISS. So, okay. Guys, I always say, like, I'm a STEM streamer, okay? So science, technology, engineering, and math, right? Take science and engineering, okay? Now, with what I'm about to say, so engineering is the application of science, the practical application of science. That's what it is, all right? So you be scientific about things, and the implementation of that scientific method, the implementation of scientific data is engineering. That's basically what it is. All engineering is quantifying a task with math. That's it, and then implementing it. That's all. So, with that being said, you know, Camp Rat, you ask, you know, will Dragon be able to dock sooner? Well, scientifically, how would you prove that it could dock sooner? Well, the more you launch it, the more data you get. The more data you get with Dragon, the more ways you can figure out to optimize the ascent trajectory, and eventually, yeah, maybe someday it'll be able to get there in an hour. Who knows? I mean, Soyuz can get up there in 3 hours, and that's damn impressive. But the reason why Soyuz can get up there is because the Russians have launched hundreds of those things. Hundreds of Soyuz capsules. So it's tried and tested. They know it, so they can figure out the best way to optimize the system. They're being scientific about their engineering. That's all. That's what NASA's all about. That's literally what NASA does. NASA takes the engineering and they take the science and they figure out cool ways. They scientifically figure out ways to do cooler engineering in the application of spaceflight and aeronautics. That's literally NASA's purpose. That's what their namesake is. So Dragon someday it might be able to get up there quick. Probably could get up there as quick as Soyuz someday. Not right now, though. There's only been 3 Dragons ever docked. So, well, DM1, DM2, and CREW-1. CREW-2 is the same capsule. So there's only been 4 Dragons docked to the ISS, but the same Dragon twice now. Yeah, the capsule that just docked to the ISS was up there last year, which is okay. Slug and Thor, you're doing an awesome job. Very interesting channel. Thanks, man. Right? Yeah, it sounds like Gary's mic broke. So, NASA is all about getting the data. They won't just go from taking Dragon and going up there in 24 hours to going up there in 3. That's cranking the volume to 11. NASA doesn't do that. They don't like doing that. NASA will crank the volume up very methodically and very scientifically until they get to 11. But when they get to 11, that's when the fun stuff happens. That's when we get flags on another planet or another celestial body. The moon's not a planet, but you get the idea. Let them, if you give them time, they'll crank it all the way up and they'll do a Marty McFly. You know. Marty, don't plug into the amplifier. There's a slight possibility of overload. It's a Back to the Future reference. The kids probably won't get that one. Sorry. Sorry, parents. Parents, though, they're like, nice. 100% agree. I'm a civil aviation guy, so it makes sense. Yep. I'm trying to learn on novice level about this new generation of spaceflight. Yeah, Cramprat, you're basically in the same. It's the same thing. Just got to be like, okay, like a pilot's procedure to start up an airplane. It has to be very methodical, right? You have to be very methodical. You have to flip the power switches on in the right order. Every plane has a startup procedure. Space is just that. It's just checklists. But making those checklists takes time. And finding ways to optimize the checklist, that takes even more time. Pretty sure everyone gets Back to the Future references. I mean, if the kids don't get that one, the parents are failing, yeah. Never build that Death Star until you can design it without an exhaust vent. Who vents directly to vacuum? That's what is it, a rocket engine? Seriously. Who vents directly to vacuum? That's the dumbest engineering decision I've ever seen. At least put it through a damn heat exchanger and scavenge some of the energy from your freaking super big lightsaber space station that you made. What are you doing? What a dumb idea. Now shut up, Thomas. Nice, Tortopest. That's cool. Darth Vader does. A direct thermal coupling to the reactor is stupid. That's a dumb design. Anybody that insists on that design, the Empire should have been like, no, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Yeah, I get it. I know. I saw Rogue One. I understand. It was sabotage, though. That would be like somebody trying to pass a new nuclear reactor with a direct thermal exhaust port to the atmosphere for better heat exchanging, right? That's really good for the environment. It's the equivalent of that type of stupid engineering decision. Like, it's that ridiculous. First of all, you can't exchange heat with the vacuum.
All right, if you're just joining us,
dumb. And second
you're
of all,
getting a live view of both of the control rooms.
It's a bad design,
is,
man.
SpaceX Mission Control in Hawthorne,
mic,
and on the right, Mission Control Houston with the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Crew Dragon Endeavour is officially docked to the International Space Station.
3.6
right
parsecs.
now,
Not great, not
teams
terrible.
on both the station side and Dragon side are working
to
get
guys.
ready to open up the hatches in between
around.
them. It's going to take some time until we get to that point where we're able to open up the hatches. Victor Glover on the station side is currently inside the pressurized mating adapter. He's working to manually pressurize the vestibule that exists between both of the hatches. It's going to take some time because that vestibule has been exposed to vacuum since before Crew Dragon just docked at 2:08 a.m. Pacific time, 5:08 a.m. Eastern time, and because it has been exposed to vacuum, the thermal environment causes it to have a little bit of oscillation as
Vacuum
the
and
pressure
thermal.
is
Gary
rising.
gets it.
So they need to have some thermal equalization in the vestibule before beginning the pressurization to ensure that the leak checks are accurate.
Who does that?
So they'll do a leak check on the way up to pressure, which is a little more than 14 pounds per square inch. They'll do a pressure check at 5 pounds per square inch.
Yeah,
make
so
sure
if it's
everything's good,
they'll
that the
manually-
vestibule is holding pressure, and then they'll continue on up to match the pressure between the International Space Station and the Crew Dragon. In the meantime, Victor Glover will open up the A-Pass hatch on the International Space Station side. That's the hatch that separates the vestibule from the Dragon hatch. He'll outfit the A-Pass hatch by taking off the docking target, which is a long rod with an X on it, and was used for some of the optical navigation equipment on the Crew Dragon for Dragon's approach and eventual docking to the station. He'll remove that, he'll put some pads on the A-Pass hatch, make sure no one bumps their head on the way in, and then when he heads into the vestibule, there's a little window. Hopefully he'll be able to wave to his crewmates before they actually open up the hatch of the Dragon itself. After both hatches are open, the crews on both sides will get positioned. Well, first the CREW-2 astronauts will just make sure everything is okay on the Endeavour side before they go ahead and officially leave that vehicle. Crew from inside Endeavour will enter or ingress into the International Space Station one at a time.
Dude, with spaceflight, you know, I get it, all this fancy tech and all this other stuff, but sometimes instead of making a robotic arm, you just need a long metal stick. Seriously, it pays to be simple sometimes. Oh, what do we want the docking targeting thing to be? A long freaking rod with an X on it. Okay, that's fine.
Mark Vandehei of NASA and Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov from Roscosmos.
Dragon SpaceX for audio configuration.
That's right, Korza. The best part is no part.
Go ahead for audio config.
Go ahead for echo config. Go ahead for echo config.
Shane, we are about to transition to hardline audio with ISS.
Copy.
No, see, the funny thing, thank you, Thomas. The funny thing about the long stick thing is that I'm not kidding. This is the Strela boom that's on the back part of the ISS.
All right, so you just heard the confirmation.
If the Russians need to send a guy out to get to a part of the station that they can't grab at, right? One cosmonaut will tie himself to the end of the stick, and the other cosmonaut will move him around. Seriously. A big frigging stick. The Strela boom is what it's called. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Thank you, Thomas.
Channels, including communication. So they'll configure that one at a time. Some of the sequence of events that's going to happen over the next couple of hours.
The reason why I like the Russian space program,
as we continue to repressurize the vestibule and get the station and Dragon outfitted to eventually open up the hatches. We'll be with you throughout the entire duration of this sequence until we have those hatches open and provide a live coverage of a welcome ceremony, show the inside of the space station and the crews of Dragon, both Brazilians and Endeavour, and of course the MS-18 Soyuz vehicle that are all on board the International Space Station now as part of Expedition 65, welcoming each other officially aboard.
Well, okay, bit of a funny question. Ozzy, hold on. Hey, Alpha King to Chris. Welcome to Mission Control, you're going throttle up. So Ozzy, if someone was outside the space station, would they be able to push the Dragon capsule away with their own strength? So if you're talking, if somebody was like, their back was up against the space station and they had Dragon in their hands and they went like this, oh yeah, they could push it away, sure, no problem. Now, if Dragon was floating and somebody was grabbing the front of Dragon and they tried to push the Dragon away, they would end up pushing themselves away from the Dragon. Because remember, weight has nothing to do with it. There's no weight. There's no weight up in a microgravity environment. Okay, it's just mass. Equal and opposite reactions, right? So if you have an equal and opposite reaction, but you have it on a higher mass and a lower mass, the lower mass is going to shoot that way, and the higher mass will move that away very slowly. But yeah. But if someone had their back up to the ISS, right, and like had the Dragon capsule like this and pushed, now because that person is attached to the ISS, well, the ISS has much higher mass than the freaking Dragon capsule by a couple 100 tons. So yeah, you could push it away, sure, no problem. Chris, thank you for that sub, man. I appreciate it. That was a tier 1 sub. Thank you. Really, I mean it. Actually, Ozzy, you want to see something crazy? Here. NASA actually tried what you were talking about once. I got you some footage here. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Where's the solar maximum? So NASA actually tried when they had the jetpacks. Everybody knows about the manned maneuvering unit. If you don't, I'll show you in a second here. All right, check this out. Ready? Night, Jim. So check this out. So this was STS-41C in 1984. Watch this. So you're talking about pushing and wrangling satellites around, right? Watch this. I've talked to that guy. I've interviewed that guy before. The guy that's in that spacesuit. Yeah. He survived. Now, Ozzy, Mysterious Ozzy, I know you've heard of Steve Irwin, right? The croc hunter. Goes and wrestles some crocs, right? That's pretty cool. Now, George Nelson is the sat hunter. He goes and he wrestles satellites. Yeah, that actually happened. Yeah, NASA did this. They send a guy out with a jetpack to go and wrangle a satellite to fix it. This is one of my favorite shuttle missions. So, you're talking about pushing against a satellite. Yeah. If he pushed against it right now, George would go that way, and the satellite would slowly go that way. Is that cool or what? Now, he ended up not being able to get it because he did exactly what you said. He tried to wrangle a thing and ended up pushing away from it. Literally what you're talking about. The exact same thing. Is that cool or what? You see, he imparted force on the satellite. So the satellite's now just that whole damn satellite, which this thing is the size of a truck, by the way. It's the size of a semi-truck. Because you got to remember, the spacesuit is a spacecraft. So that's not George is inside of that. Dude, can you believe that? That's ballsy, man. But see, look, he's doing exactly what you're talking about. Imparted force on the satellite. He pushed off on it. And see the satellite, see him moving away from the sat? Is that cool or what? And then Bob Crippen ended up wrangling the thing with the arm, and they ended up grabbing it and fixing it inside of the shuttle's payload bay. Solar maximum repair mission. See the guy on the right? That's Nelson. I've talked to him before. I interviewed him at Space Fest at 2019. And I talked to him about how ballsy it was to go and wrangle a satellite. He's like, yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm like, pretty cool? You're the frigging man. Are you serious right now? What was the function? It was a solar tracking satellite. Solar maximum is what it was called. See? And then they fixed the sucker and then they let it go. See? They fixed it, they turned its solar panels into the sun, and then they let it fly. Is that nuts or what? That's Bob Crippen right there. He was the first pilot of the space shuttle. Is that crazy? Let's go back over to live here. Does that mean Kerbal copied the homework of human space program? Yeah, you can copy it, Sneaky. Just change it up a little bit, okay? Kerbal copied it. You just change it up a little bit. Imagine that today in 4K. Was he trying to correct its course? Well, Ozzy, what they were trying to do is grab the satellite and then use the jetpack to bring the satellite over to the shuttle so the shuttle could grab it with the arm. And then they were like, wait a minute. Okay, go back over to that thing and just stop it from spinning. And then CREW, that guy, Bob CREW, that I just showed you eating up on the space shuttle, he maneuvered the shuttle over and then used the arm to grab the thing. It was one of the first times they ever grabbed a satellite that had been launched on another rocket. That Solar Max satellite went up on a totally different rocket. The shuttle went up and fixed it, which is crazy. That's like, we don't have that capability. That thing can't do that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. 2 dragons. There's Dragon Resilience and Dragon Endeavor right there.
And Endeavor Houston.
It could, Sneaky, yeah.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hard line. We are ready for comm checks with SpaceX, ISS, and Houston.
No, Tronky. George stopped the satellite rotation, and once again, I've talked to him about this. I'm like, how did you wrangle it with the arm if it was spinning? He goes, well, I tried to make it stop spinning as best as I could, and then they were like, back off because you're going to get yourself killed, and then they grabbed it with the arm. Yeah, spaceships, I mean, the twins are nice, but spaceships, man. Spaceships. Didn't catch the name of the new dragon. That's Dragon Endeavor, and that's Dragon Resilience.
It's a external camera view aboard the International Space Station.
There's actually another plug, Sky Seas. They did the hard capture, and then there's another little umbilical that can come out and plug itself in. That was actually one of the steps that they did right after they latched the thing. They shut Dragon's... they haven't shut it down. They got to open up the hatch. Tidra's hand over. They're changing the signal through satellites right there. They plugged it in, and Dragon's now being powered by the ISS. Its batteries are basically being charged by the ISS solar panels. It's one of the attachment umbilicals on Dragon. Here, maybe we can see it. Let me go back to the docking procedure. Maybe we can see the umbilical piece. Let me just go a little bit forward. Thomas, do we know which one it is? I forget. It's one of these guys. It's one or the other. That's the plug. It's one of those. I'm not sure which one, though. Last, please. How did the arm grab it? Magnets? No. So the grapple, the latching end effector, drummer, well, give me 1 second. It's an LEE. It's called a latching end effector. So, and the shuttle had this too. So, here. No, this isn't the Terminator. You're not about to die, I swear. So this is the LEE. All right, the LEE can grab plates. There are plates all around the ISS, and there was George Nelson actually went and installed a grappler on the satellite, right? He went out and installed the basically a dinner plate. So the dinner plate has 3 teardrop-shaped lobes on it that are in 3 times symmetry, and then it has a metal rod that sticks out. The latching end effector finds the metal rod, right, and the LEE does here. So the latching end effect, I can describe it mechanically, or I could just show you this. Zoop! See that? So it turns those 3 cables. Those cables find the metal stick, and then it slides forward and latches to the dinner plate. I tried making it in KSP once, Mason. We don't have cables, so it's a little bit difficult. That's what that is right there, and then it pulls it in, and the plate latches to this, and then This is the SSRMS, so the space station. The space station has little lobes that come out, and it can actually grab the dinner plate. Now, what am I talking about with dinner plates? What the heck do you mean here? You saw a couple when they were docking.
We're 13 meters.
There's the dinner plate. See it right there? That's a latching end effector grapple point. It has the targeting thing, so they can attach the arm to it. And then you have the plate, and then you have the 3 lobes and the stick pointing out.
And closing,
See?
making a slow and methodical approach.
Fun fact, every single latching end effector that's on the space station, on the modules, right, is 45 degrees offset from the cardinal directions of the module. So, if this was for instance brought up in a shuttle, north, south, east and west, right? The grapple hook is offset at 45 degrees. Does anybody know why every dinner plate is offset at 45 degrees for the latching end effector? I'm wondering who knows this. There's a very good reason for it. See? Every single one of the hooks, 45 degrees. 45 degrees off. Even the grappler on the PMA, 45 degrees off. See that? It's always 45 degrees offset. Kink in the arm, shuttle cargo bay, so it can be placed in the cargo bay. If you said shuttle cargo bay, you're right. So the space shuttle, right, when it was up in space, right, the arm actually has to pivot out of the way, okay? So if we take another look, we take a look at Discovery right there. Oh. So the arm, if the arm was out like this and you tried to close the payload bay doors, it would close on the arm. So the arm is the base plate of the arm right here, because the arm could be attached to either side, is on a little pivot. And those things pivot in, right? So the payload bay doors can close. Now, when the payload bay doors are open, the arm pivots out. Guess what the angle of the arm is when that thing is fully pivoted out? It's at 45 degrees. So when the arm is pivoted out, if the shuttle is carrying a module, for instance, it's very easy to take the arm and just grab it and pull the module out. You could pull the module up and you pull it out. That's why every single grapple plate is offset at 45 degrees. So the shuttle could grab it with its arm. See? Every single one of them. They're all off at 45 degrees, so the shuttle could pick it up out of the payload bay and install it on the station. Also, that's a really sweet frigging picture of Dragon. That's right, Charties. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, huh? They're not called dinner plates for what it's. They're latching end effector grapple points. I just call them dinner plates because I look at it and all I see is a damn dinner plate. How long till hatch open? 50 minutes? Yeah, chaotic. You had it, dude. You got it. It's the shuttle's cargo bay. How the arm moves around inside of the cargo bay. See, look. The grapple point on PMA2 right there. Offset 45 degrees. See that? So the shuttle could pick it out of the payload bay. Just power and communication, Sky Seas, yeah. Yeah. The Russians have a fluid transfer mechanism at the back of the station for Zvezda. So a progress capsule can boot into the back of the station. They can transfer fuel. It's not laser guided, it's... Oh. Look what I found. Man, where'd you find those pictures, Thomas? Jeez. Hey, Flight Sim. That's me talking to Charles Dietrich and Charlie Duke. The guy that walked on the moon. No big deal. I don't remember that conversation. My mind was in full overdrive. I don't remember talking to him. I really don't. I don't remember. Morning, Yeetsters for life. What's up, man? Appreciate the coverage. Sure. Here, airway science. Who the hell is airway science? I don't know this person. Oh, okay, I know what that is. Okay, that's vectors. All right, I got it. Did you see the new NASA rover on Mars captured enough oxygen to keep a human alive for 24 minutes? Dave, the Moxie experiment. Oh, yeah. Moxie. I mean, it kind of got overshadowed by, you know, when they did helicopter. I don't know if you know, they did helicopter on Mars. No, not they flew a helicopter around. No, they did helicopter on Mars, all right? That's how you should say it. No. Yeah, it got a little bit overshadowed by the Ingenuity missions, right? But also, we literally just made oxygen on another planet. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, nice, Sneaky. They did helicopter on Mars twice. Are there any videos of those interviews? Crinkle, not right now. I have them, though. The Twitch DMCA nonsense. I had to get rid of them to be sure, which really sucks. I'm pretty sure there's no DMCA violations in there. I'm just figuring out a place to put all the videos. They did, yeah. They didn't fly a helicopter on Mars. They did helicopter on Mars, Ichi. Twice. Yep. EJ, 2021. You heard it here first. They did surgery on a grape. I know, Vasia. Yeah, those pictures are going to be insane. Yeah, you know, there's all these DMCA violations, but there's no YMCA violations. Those sound a lot more fun. You're right. Dragon 2 could carry another PMA in its trunk? Maybe, Swishio. Maybe. Why is the NASA broadcast a bit blurry? That's just one of their tracking cameras. This is an older camera. I know this camera. This camera's on Kibo, and it was designed to image shuttle docking. So this is a little bit older camera. It's still broadcasting in 480p. You guys got to remember, the ISS was built in the 2000s. So there are still some cameras up there that are 480p and not high def. They have installed high definition cameras, but yeah, this one is just a little... It's a little older definition, but that doesn't mean that when Dragon went into dock, we didn't have some sick high-def views of it. Look at this. How's that? Is that good enough? Vela, what do you think? Is that clear enough for you, man? Do the cameras need a lot of radiation shielding? They'll eventually fry over time, Ozzy, but yeah. I mean, they do. NASA is in 720p, so it's downscaled, but whatever. Yeah, how's that, huh? That's not a bad picture. I don't hate that. Oh, look, 45-degree dinner plates. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Also, there's two Dragon capsules in this picture. There's Dragon Endeavor. You can see the nose cone is popped up. Dragon is right here. It's right behind the Kibo module right there. And then there's also Dragon Resilience up there. That one's going to come down next week. Yeah, Big C, something like that, dude. Oh. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Sorry. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. It's late. What do you want? Nope. Nope. It's too late, and I probably shouldn't be doing that too loud. You tried. There was an attempt. Why have you stopped playing this beautiful music? Nice reference. I got the beginning right, and then after that, not so much. Why are my neighbors banging on the wall? Almost as good as Hendrix. I mean, I could play it on this if you wanted. But no, we don't want to wake the neighbors up. We don't want to wake the neighbors up. That's not good. Wake them. It'll be good content. I live in an apartment, Trek. That's this kills the streamer. I mean, at 0600, I suppose the anthem is good. I'll be honest with you. I actually don't know how to play it on the guitar. My neighbors must be... Dude, Mason, if they're awake right now, they're probably really confused. Turn it up to 12 and play some Van Halen. Hang on, ready? I don't know. Do the Finnish national anthem? I don't know that.
SpaceX Endeavour for some reports on 4.400 when you're ready.
SpaceX is ready to copy for 4.400.
Step 400. You guys ready?
Okay, for tablet percentage MS177, CDR 84, PLT 87, MS2 79.
All right, SpaceX copies. Reading back. Tablet power is MS177, CDR is 84, PLT is 87, and MS2 is 79.
Good readback.
Can I listen to that again?
Power. PLT 87, 400 when you're ready. SpaceX Endeavour for some reports on 4.400 when you're ready.
SpaceX is ready to copy for 4.400.
Let me listen.
Okay, for tablet percentage MS177, CDR 84, PLT 87, MS2 79.
All right, SpaceX copies. Reading back. Tablet power is MS177, CDR is 84, PLT is 87, and MS2 is 79.
That's literally okay. That readback was how much battery power each one of them has on their iPads. I'm not kidding. That's literally what that's what that readback was. Tablet power. Yeah. Tablet power. That's how much battery life each one of the crew. So there's CDR, Commander, PLT, Pilot, MS1, Mission Specialist 1, and MS2, Mission Specialist 2. That's the 4 crew aboard Dragon Endeavour right now. And what you just heard was how much power each one of them has on their iPad. That's what that was. It was a readback for power levels. Now, no, they're not watching YouTube and one's using up more power than the other. Their checklists are on the checklists for step 400 or frickin' whatever. Tedra's hand over. The checklists for all the stuff that they're doing is on the iPad. You can't remember all this. So yeah, that's why the literally a step in the docking process is to have them report power levels so SpaceX can make sure that the tablets aren't consuming more power than they need to. That's seriously what's going on. Yeah, I know. It seems very trivial, but it's good to document this stuff just so you have the data of like, okay, this iPad's going through this checklist faster, it's going to use more power. Now, on the ISS, that doesn't really matter, but Dragon does have batteries, and it has solar panels on it, and the solar panels can only charge so much. So you have to keep an eye on power levels. It's not like you could just plug in, you know, like Tomas just plugs in and just plays like Fruit Ninja on there all day and drains the power on the damn capsule. This is stuff it really pays to do your homework and keep track of. Seriously. Of course they have an onboard power source. They got their lightning cables, don't you worry. Yeah, Uncle Bill. Yeah, we had to listen to Bob and Doug figure out how to reset an iPad, and they troubleshooted it in space. Flight controllers can make anything sound cool. Yeah, you're not wrong. Do they have USB plugs on Dragon? I would assume so, ABC. Yeah, probably. Tomas is known for his Fruit Ninja addiction. I don't know why I picked Tomas as the one to be playing Fruit Ninja, but that just kind of makes sense in my head, all systems. I'm over here just playing Fruit Ninja. Oh, what? You guys want me to do something? No, I'm playing Fruit Ninja. It makes sense.
Station Houston on 2. We've had a good vestibule pressurization and leak check.
Good.
You are go to pick up an ingress part 2, step 3.
Apples, there's a toilet on Dragon.
All right, that's great news. Picking up in part 2, step 3 for ingress. Thanks.
Yeah, if they show an interior shot of the capsule, I can show you where it is. But right now, like, the crew is taking off their spacesuits and stuff, so, like, that's not really stuff that NASA really likes to show so much. Now that they just reported that the vestibule is pressurized, if that meant nothing to you, basically they're getting ready to open up the hatches. It should be very soon here. Yeah, they don't really show the capsule, the interior of the capsule so much when, you know, like the astronauts are, you know, undressing. Yeah, that's why we just see a view of the ground right now. I mean, I think that's fair. That's pretty fair. Yo, why aren't there checklists on the screens on Endeavour instead of on the tablets? Mock, how are you going to open up the forward hatch from the pilot's seat? Where the checklist is? It's not like they can detach the touchscreens on Dragon and go to the front of the hatch and start flipping through the checklist, right? That's about 10 feet away from each other, right? Also, yeah, that view... Is that Egypt? Wait, that's the Suez Canal! Help! 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 I'm stuck in the Suez Canal! Help me! That's the Suez Canal. Oh my god. Oh no, they cut the damn camera. That's the Suez Canal. Oh my god. Is that still funny? Is it still funny? Ever Given is still there. Yeah, didn't the Egyptian government, like, they're like, yeah, that's ours now. I'm sorry, Chris. It's so stupid. I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize, that's the Suez. Oh my god. I'm 12. I'm sorry. I'm 12. It's late. You're gonna have to excuse me. Hey, you can see the solar panel moving back of your screen, far right. That is the S3 solar panel array. It's moving with the sunlight. See it over there? Repoed for the unpaid parking ticket. Quite literally, Chupon, yes. See the solar panel? That's cool, man.
Incremental steps to open up the hatches between the International Space Station and the Dragon itself.
Did I see your
Glover waited for thermal equalization of the vestibule in between each of the hatches, the station side and the Dragon side. After thermal equalization, he brought it up
jaywalk.
To about 5 pounds per square
no,
inch, performed a leak check. and everything looked good, so he proceeded to increase the vestibule pressure to equalize with the International Space Station's pressure.
So the vestibule is inside of this white ring right here?
With vestibule pressurization complete, and after a few checks, Glover will be given the go to open up the station side hatch, the A-pass hatch.
Okay.
Once that's open, he'll be able to see the
Dragons
Crew
just
2
big fuel
astronauts
tanks? Well, no, Vinny. The part where people are is like from here to here, okay? So, Vinny, you know, like old school, like the Apollo capsule had like a big service module behind it, and then the capsule was just kind of a cone that's at the front, right? So Dragon, because it's designed to be reused, is a service module and the capsule combined into one thing. That's why Dragon's longer than other capsules. So it's not the fuel, all the fuel tanks and stuff is down here where the thrusters are. They're right next to the heat shield. And then the part where humans are is kind of like from here all the way to here. All right? And then all the fuel tanks and stuff, and keep in mind, those fuel tanks are for moving around in space. That's for maneuvering around in space. Are back here. This back here is called the trunk. The trunk has solar panels and radiators on it for electrical power and thermal, thermal cooling. This is hollow on the inside. It's a cargo hold, but it's an unpressurized cargo hold. There's no fuel tank back here. You could carry cargo with it if you wanted to, but NASA hasn't done that yet. But yeah, it's not really so much a fueling vehicle as it has a bunch of gas tanks right here. There's a bunch of spherical gas tanks all in here, and then the people are basically sitting on top of them. 11 people on board right now, Chahek.
Yeah, we were wondering if we could get permission to come on board and Node 2.
All right, Jaywalk. See you, buddy.
You're welcome. Please come on board.
Hey, ring the bell.
Okay, and we'll need the high-def camera powered on.
Well, we'll see Dragon's interior in a second.
All right, so we've been very lucky with some of the external views here. This coming from a camera on the Japanese exposed facility pointing at the forward end of the International Space Station where the Dragon is currently docked. Crew Dragon Endeavour. Very shortly, with permission from Victor Glover, we should be getting some views from the inside of the International Space Station and seeing what Victor Glover is up to. He's at the forward end, inside the pressurized mating adapter, going through his procedures to configure the A-pass hatch.
When you're down on like the surface, you're looking up at the clouds. You're like, man, those are a long way away. The clouds look like they're touching the ground from up here, man. That's ridiculous.
The station hatch and the Dragon hatch.
Name that ground again. That's... I don't know. That could be a bunch of things. Is the exhaust of an ion engine dangerous like a normal chemical one? Yeah, no, not so much. Switchio, where's the station over right now? It's hang on. That's not loading for me. How thin is our atmosphere, right? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Hey, there's an interior shot.
Looks like we got that live view on the station.
So this is inside of the darker part of the adapter. That's the pressurized mating adapter. It's a storage. It's a closet.
On board the International Space Station.
They use it as a closet. That's why there's all these bags and stuff. Right there is the A-pass docking port. Noguchi-sama is moving some of the stuff out of the way. When there's not a spacecraft there, they basically use it as a closet. Space is at a premium, ironically, in space. Soichi Noguchi is getting ready. He's basically preparing the thing, and then they'll open the hatch soon. Shove it in there, it'll be fine. Okay, is that Hop? Hop's got a sweet camera in his hand. Yep. So that's Mike Hopkins. He's the commander of Dragon Resilience.
Colonel Mike Hopkins, NASA astronaut.
Damn it, Gary! Stop
and
copying me.
commander of the CREW-1 Dragon Resilience.
I did. Awesome. It's really cool.
Coming into frame as well. There are 7 crew members currently aboard the International Space Station, not counting the CREW-2 astronauts who are on the other side of that hatch. Once that hatch is open, there will be 11 crew members on board the International Space Station.
Oh, that's going to be so cool to see. So the 7 astronauts and cosmonauts that are up on the station right now is Victor Glover, Mike Hopkins, Soichi Noguchi, and Shannon Walker, who came up in Dragon Resilience. And then in the MS-18 Soyuz capsule, you have Oleg Artemyev, Petr Dubrov, and NASA astronaut Mark Van Hey. So there's 2 cosmonauts up there and 5 NASA astronauts, and then there's going to be 2 more NASA astronauts,
really
a Japanese astronaut, and
position to work
a Frenchman up
from
there.
this orientation.
Well, actually, 2 Japanese astronauts now.
We're looking
Soichi
sort of
Noguchi
in an
and Aki
upright
Hoshide.
position. If you look
11
down
people
or
up on
nadir
board.
from this position, you would go straight down towards the Earth, but you can see clearly Soichi Noguchi upside down. Mike Hopkins was just upside down. You don't really need to be in a particular orientation to work.
Whatever works. They haven't opened the hatch just yet, username. Soichi is going to do it here in a second. Thomas Pesquet is cool, Alexis. He's a cool dude. He's a cheeky bastard, man. He's funny. There's Vic. So Vic and Mike are moving up there.
Frame, that is Victor Glover.
Vic's the pilot for Dragon Resilience. Oh no, that's Mark Van Hey. That's not.
And there's Mark Vande Hei from NASA.
Van
who arrived
Hei.
earlier this month on the Soyuz MS-18 rocket launching from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, he launched. Mark launched up in a
cosmonauts,
Soyuz.
Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov. They'll be joining for the welcome
Okay,
ceremony
I said Oleg
to
Artemyev
welcome
before.
the
It's
CREW-2
Oleg
astronauts
Novitsky.
aboard as
Excuse
well.
me. I got my Olegs confused. Oh, camera. When did Chris come home? Chris came down on Soyuz MS-16, Chris Cassidy. He was up there with Ivan Wagner and... who was the commander of that mission? I forget who was the other cosmonaut on there. Anatoly Ivanishin. Sorry, it took me a second. I keep track of all this stuff for the people that don't know me because I'm a huge loser. Astronauts and cosmonauts are like baseball cards. Like you keep track of your favorite sports player, your sports ball player.
Another thing to point out, you could see that each of them are just wearing
It'll only
socks.
be 11 for about a week count.
Don't really
but
need
yeah, this
shoes
is
to.
This is how much. Oh, there we go. He's opening up the hatch. Vic's gonna go in there and help him out. Yeah, 11 is usually how much crew you'd have up there during a shuttle mission in the past. Yeah, 11 is a lot. There's only going to be 11 up here for a week, and then the CREW-1 team. Well, that's good. My power just went out completely. Yeah, could have done without that, but I know the camera's still on, isn't it? Yep, there it goes. Yep. Yep. Gee, I hope we're not off battery power. We'll hear it in a second. Are we on battery power? Listen for the beeps. The UPS beep beep did go on. God, I love universal power supplies. Those things are so useful. Let me check some other stuff so that fan isn't plugged in.
So again, the vestibule is pressurized between the Dragon hatch and the station hatch. You can
We're
see
good.
Noguchi working on the station hatch. His next procedure is to go ahead and open it.
Yeah, I got
And
a
you can see
report checklist
confirmed
400.
APAS hatch is open.
So they've opened up the APAS hatch there. How much estimate do you have on the UPS? I'd have to go down onto my desk and check. Give me 1 second. I'll show you. Oh yeah, I got a big UPS plugged into this thing, Dutch guy.
Noguchi
A
taking
big
some
mother.
initial photographs.
It's like the size of a
Part of the
microwave.
procedures will be to survey the hatch itself, inspect for any foreign object debris.
Houston Station, Big Loop, APAS hatch open, and it's dry, and seals are clean.
And Houston copies, and you can continue in step 4.
Battery power is at 88%.
Dragon, SpaceX, 4
Was that the
procedure, 4
Kindar tone,
decimal
or was that my
400.
power supply? I don't know. I mean, running all this, it won't run this for very long, but I think we got... Hang on. It says 16 minutes of runtime at this point. We're pulling 120 volts.
Go ahead, SpaceX.
The draw is...
Alright, Shane, when you're ready with that APAS hatch call, that does unblock us to go
0.2
into section
kilowatts.
5 of 4 decimal 400 when we get there. Additionally, when you're ready, we are ready to collect inventory in section 3.
Power, the power's coming back. The battery's charging. We're good.
Okay, inventory coming to you, and we're ready for section
Oh,
5 after
Core,
that.
thanks for digging into that for me, man.
SpaceX
yeah.
copies, thanks.
Hey, Dr. Thomas for the inventory. So just quickly compared to what I reported prior, the only delta is 2 bottles from location, from bag 204 in location 9. All the rest is as per our previous report. So I'm not sure you need all the details of what's remaining because I kind of gave the detail of what would consumed from the food locations. I can give you the details. It's your call.
So they're telling what they
SpaceX
use, the
copies.
consumables
If
that
there's
they
no
use on the
delta
craft.
from your previous report, we don't need it. But
Very
I will read
rare,
back that
Henny.
was 4 bottles from bag 204.
So they're reporting the crew on Dragon Endeavor are reporting what they drink. They do that to show like, you know, because they keep track of the consumables and whatnot. This camera right here, and you can see Soichi Noguchi and you can see Victor behind him, is on Dragon. So that's the same camera. If we go back a little ways in the stream, right? That's the same camera that got you... I'm trying to look for it in the thumbnail here. When they showed pictures of the station. It's that camera. So this camera, when Dragon was docking, is the same camera here that's now filming Soichi Noguchi. They haven't opened up Dragon's hatch yet, but they opened up the ISS.
And
No.
Tomas, SpaceX, last question. Can you confirm no food deltas from previous report, or did you also consume midday meals for today?
No, we didn't consume anything. The latest last food consumption was the one I reported before.
All right, copy. Thank you.
I don't know, Switchio. That's a good... Oh, Vic's just chilling over there.
All right, you just heard the core here in Mission Control Hawthorne.
You gotta wipe it
Communicating
down.
with the crew on the inside of the Dragon. They're behind this
He's not
camera
wiping
view
it
that
down.
you're seeing here. This is the center line.
So what Soichi Noguchi is doing now is he's putting the cover onto the APAS hatch here. The APAS hatch is made out of metal. You don't want to hit your head on it. Yeah. You also don't want to dent the metal so the hatch doesn't seal, and then you leak out air. That would be bad. So they put a cover over it. That's what Soichi Noguchi is doing right now.
Photographs upon entering into the vestibule that you see here, and took some photographs to survey the APAS hatch, make sure the seals look good. Reported that they all looked good, so he's continuing with the procedures to attach some pads and remove the
Yeah, you
docking
can't drop the 10 mil socket.
rod from the center of the APAS hatch.
No,
APAS standing
they always
for
put the APAS
Androgynous
cover on.
Peripheral Assembly System. It's just the hatch on the station side, the last one until you get to the Dragon hatch.
Look, you can see That's Hop back there. He's
Dragon SpaceX, question on procedure 4.012 suit doffing.
Go ahead, SpaceX.
Yeah, Hop's
Shane, just
chilling
wanted to
back
follow
there.
up. We wanted to confirm that all 4 suits are drying, and then when ready,
Dude.
when we can come back on board.
I just want to point out that they have an exit sign. What is that? A fire exit? There's a freaking exit sign on the PMA CVM door right there. Just want to point out they have a goddamn exit sign. Freaking astronauts. The humor is it's dad humor.
That we might get some.
Yep. So they're going to dry the suits out. Whenever they take the suits off, Banana, they run a dehumidifier through them. The reason why they do that is because, well, astronauts sweat. And the sweat will just stay there. You gotta dry out, you gotta get the humidity out of the suit, or else it could mess something up, especially up in 0G. Abandon all hope, ye who exit. There's one of the other covers there for APAS.
What you're seeing on your screen is Soichi Noguchi getting this vestibule area set up for the CREW-2 ingress prior to opening the Crew Dragon hatch.
Just want to point out that we're watching somebody work in space.
Once that hatch is
and it's
open,
being live streamed to your computer,
the crew
like right
will not
now.
immediately ingress onto the space
Putting
station.
that
They
out
do
there.
need to follow a few more procedures just to make sure that everything is
Yeah,
good to
Starfleet,
go before they ingress on the space station.
Exit sign into what is normally just open space is big dad joke energy, right? That's what I'm saying, man. It's so stupid. There's a freaking exit sign.
So you see some of the padding that's needed to outfit that APAS hatch.
Oh my god.
He's just wrapping it around the metal structure that is the station side hatch. He'll do this to completion. On the other end, we'll hopefully be getting some views from the inside of the Dragon cabin and seeing both perspectives from the Dragon side.
Dragon SpaceX, for awareness, cameras are back on board.
No, Kyron, the battery's charging on the UPS. It was just a momentary outage.
Thanks. Welcome on board.
All right.
All right, we'll hopefully get those views inside Dragon soon. Meanwhile, Soichi Noguchi
It's right
continuing
out,
to
sir. Isn't that
outfit
cool?
the hatch.
Oh.
Again, this is one of those
I know, Amaticus,
steps
isn't
to
it
get
crazy?
all of the hatches open in between Dragon and the International Space Station. Now getting views from inside Dragon. The crew have doffed or taken off their suits.
So that's Megan.
And so now they're dressed and ready for the welcome ceremony. Once they get on board, we'll have some hugs and they'll have a chance to talk with some of their
Right, Ken?
crewmates before getting in front of the camera to officially welcome the Crew-2
Socks.
astronauts aboard the International Space Station, an orbiting complex that will support a crew of 11 until Wednesday the 28th is the planned undocking time for
so
the
cool.
Crew-1 astronauts, Soichi
Oh
Noguchi,
my God.
currently one of
I
those
love it.
astronauts that will be departing, along with 3 American astronauts,
Right, Hemi?
including
You're like,
Shane Kim,
"Ah."
Mike Hopkins, Shannon Walker, and Victor Glover.
Oh, Gene, your question. Gary just answered your question. Where will they sleep? Probably in the capsule. I was looking at the green hearts next to the exit signs. No, I'm not. I think those are indicator arrows, Beazle, indicating which way the door opens. These common berthing mechanism, the CBM hatches open like a garage door. They kind of go down and then forward. You can see the tracks right there. And I think the arrows indicate the movement of the door. I'm pretty sure that's what that means, but don't quote me on that one. Also, there's some duct tape. Duct tape. You never know. Can an astronaut ride up on Soyuz and leave on Dragon, or the other way around?
All right, looks like Noguchi has that APAS hatch wrapped. You can see just above
It's
him.
possible, Crinkle.
He used
Nothing
a
on the
series
books
of
like that right now,
padding
though.
and blankets to wrap the metal structure that is the station side hatch, and now he's inside the vestibule.
Okay, he's inside the hollow space between the port hatch and Dragon here. See, he's inside, fully inside of the vestibule. So notice he's got the HVAC line.
See some of the tubes he's bringing in the vestibule section that are peeking through towards us on the pressurized mating adapter
Way to
side.
copy me, Gary.
That'll allow the circulation of some of the air from the station side and remove any carbon pockets that may appear in the environment of the space station.
You got to keep a draft going inside of the space station, because when you exhale, if you don't have it's not windy in there by any means, but if you don't circulate the air becomes stale. Pockets of CO2 can just kind of hang around and you could suffocate. So they have to really make sure that they keep the ventilation system going. There's a slight draft in there. They do that on purpose so you don't, well, suffocate. Yeah, that would be bad. Maybe, Josh. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I see that bag over there. It says Dragon PCs. Huh. Interesting.
So we're a little more than an hour and a half removed from the
What
docking.
what
the official
said.
docking
Houston
time.
Hawthorne Endeavour Station is ready for Dragon Hatch equalization.
Okay, here we go.
Houston, copy.
Kemi, how are you?
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Chris, give the sub to Hemi.
Endeavour copies.
NASA astronaut Mark Van High coming in to help out. The crew on both sides getting...
Well, Ryman, astronauts usually quarantine. So you're asking about, like, what's with Corona? They're not distancing or anything. No, they're not. Astronauts usually quarantine for a couple weeks before they launch into space, and that is not even a Corona thing. They've been doing that for 50 years. The reason why is in 1968, they didn't quarantine the astronauts, and one of them got a head cold in space. Can you imagine how much a runny nose would suck up in space? That would be horrible. That would be horrid. No. Oh God. Can you imagine what a clogged up sinus infection would be? Oh, nope. So yeah, no, they don't need to distance up there because astronauts quarantine themselves a couple of weeks before they fly up into space, because you don't want to get sick up there. That would suck. That would really suck. And yeah, no, that was Apollo 7. It was a true story. The astronauts didn't quarantine, and then they went up into space and they got sick. Walt Cunningham developed a head cold up there. I think, if I'm remembering right, I think it was him, or it was Wally Schirra. Either way, yeah, nope. That would suck. Yeah, that would suck. That would be horrible. So yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. It sounds like a nightmare. Yep. Yeah, most likely, Mason. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're literally in a social pod. Yeah, right?
All right, so you heard that
it would
equalization
suck,
time.
Frinco. I don't even want to imagine.
The timer is set for about 5.5 minutes to allow that pressure to equalize between the...
May I ask you, do you believe there's life on Mars? Not like a sentient life form, not like there's not like humans on Mars or like, giraffes or whatever. Oops, I dropped the thing I'm messing with. There's not like humans or a giraffe or something, dude. There might be some microbial life or something. Sure, why not? There's water. There's a lot of water. There's a lot more water on Mars than we think, dude. It's underneath the dirt. Seriously, it's there. So there could be something. There is harsher places than the surface of Mars on Earth where life exists, so I don't see why that couldn't be a thing.
Lover who was primed
There's
for
helicopters
monitoring
on
Crew
Mars,
Dragon's
though. That's
approach
right.
to the International Space Station.
Space giraffes. You heard it here first. Become an astronaut, never have to wear shoes again. Yeah, they're in their business casual all the time. That's right, Hazanku. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, they're taking the camera. There's Mark Van High right there. But first, let me take a selfie. Oh, Vic, put the camera down. I'm getting sick, man.
So it looks like Glover is
Vic,
resetting the camera
stop
position
it!
there.
Vic, Put the camera down.
That view
Oh, God,
provided
I'm going to throw
a nice
up.
angle downward into the pressurized mating adapter
Stop!
to see
Vic,
some of the
Victor,
activities
stop it.
happening for
Stop
opening
it.
up the hatches.
Stop this. You stop this right
Now
now.
Glover's just getting that camera set up for the
Oh,
next
God.
activity, which will be
Okay.
a welcome ceremony.
All right, I'm good. All right, I'm good.
Putting it in a good position to frame or allow to frame 11 astronauts to squeeze into that shot. I think that'll be a impressive feat by itself.
Oh, Noguchi-sama!
Especially for the International Space Station. But it'll be really cool to see them all together.
Vic, distancing, man. Jesus. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Oh, yeah, no. Victor's swole. The guy's built like a friggin' tank. He's a fighter pilot. You have to be that way. That's what Vic was doing. He's I think, if I'm remembering right, Vic's a Navy fighter pilot. No, he could be Air Force. I forget. It's either him or Hop, but he's a pilot. So, you know, all pilots got that kind of maverick thing going. You know what I'm saying? There's Shannon Walker right there.
So right now it's looking like the
Yeah, I know, Tom,
procedures
right? Leave me
to
alone.
undergo
Get away
opening
from
up
me.
the hatch. Again, we're still waiting for pressure to equalize between the space station and the Dragon itself before opening up that hatch. But it seems like we're on a good timeline to start a welcome ceremony on time. That's expected to begin at 4:45 a.m. Pacific. It should be 7:45 a.m. Eastern.
Vic's the kind of dude that runs marathons as a hobby. I'm not kidding. Astronauts, what do you want? Every single one of these guys up here is like a fighter pilot or a freaking neurosurgeon or a, you know, they have like a master's in like mechanical engineering. Every single one of these guys. You know what? You know what, guys? I made my bed today, all right? Well, you know what? Yeah, I made my bed. Shut up. Yep, I'll have you know. Pinky out. I'm a classy person, okay? Yeah, Navy SEAL, doctor, cowboy astronaut, millionaire, like, I don't know. Looks at my unbed. Sorry, Tom. I'm not trying to bed shame you. My bad. We don't shame here. We don't bed shame people here in 2021. I actually, yeah, no, Vic's a runner, dude. He runs in his spare time. I remember watching a NASA biopic about him. You made your bed today? I thought you didn't have... Hey, I slept last night. Bream will probably mess it up, username. I'll be honest with you. I only made my bed because I had a Zoom meeting. Black, you business, don't you? You're the guy. You're the guy here that's doing all the businessing, right? So that's Mark on the left. We got Mike here in the center. Soichi over there on the right. And then you could just see the hatch. That's the forward hatch on Dragon right there.
Now you see over to the left is
There's Shannon.
NASA
She's the station
astronaut Mark
commander.
Van de Hei. Going from left to right, we have Crew Dragon Resilience Commander Mike Hopkins, followed by Soichi Noguchi and International Space Station Commander and NASA astronaut Shannon Walker.
Victor wrote a book called Talking Back, Weapons Warfare and Feedback. What? The information age is altering weapon system development improvement. Information, communication, storage, and computing technologies will revolutionize systems development, operation, maintenance, and logistic processes based on the so-called laws of Gilder and Metcalf and Moore in current DoD.
How do you fit 11
weapons
people
trends.
on camera? That's what we want to know.
And that's what it looked like they were
That's cool, man.
trying
That's
to
right.
figure out. Trying to get into position to see probably where that camera should be and where they should.
Those outfits need a serious rework. Baggy, do you think they need some baggy sweatpants? Nice try, big sweatpants. You just want to sell more sweatpants, don't you? I see. I'm onto your game, Baggy. You piece of crap. You almost got away with it, you smelly butthole.
Controllers.
I'm just kidding.
Looking after the Dragon Endeavour and its systems.
You don't work
Dragon
for
will be
Adidas, do
configured
you?
for a long-duration stay aboard the International Space Station.
No, seriously,
Eventually
though, I know what you
configured
mean.
for a
Freaking
quiescent
khakis
mode.
and collared shirts.
Will
it's
remain
like,
there for 6 months with periodic checks, of course, to check on the status and health of the spacecraft.
Actually, those sweatpants they're not a clothing brand. That's NASA's in-house sweatpants design. They're specifically designed to be comfortable and utilitarian in space. Yeah. Those pants were engineered. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, I'll tell you, engineers aren't really good at dealing with customers. So, you have to give them the specs to the pants because the engineers need the specs from the customers. Well, I'll tell you that engineers, they're not good. Look, I have people skills. I'm good at dealing with people. Don't you understand that? The hell is wrong with you people? Hey, J-Man, what's up? Like the guy that invented the space pen? The guy made $1 million. It's a capsule.
And Endeavour and station.
With different
Hatch
station docking
equalization
ports
has
that you
started.
can
5.5
dock to.
minutes wait time.
Endeavour copies.
Echo
Pushing
copies. Copy. Roger. Check the clearance.
All
What's
right,
up,
so the
Victor?
pressure is... The equalization process has been started between the International Space Station and Crew Dragon Endeavour. The clock starts 5.5 minutes. After that clock runs out, the teams will verify that the hatch is good to open between the Dragon and the International Space Station. We're still tracking to start the welcome ceremony at 4:45 a.m. Pacific time, 7:45 a.m. Eastern. We'll hopefully get to see the crew in early, but they'll be able to do some hugs, get settled, and then get in position to start the welcome ceremony. We'll keep you up to date if that time does change. But it seems we're looking good so far for the Endeavour crew to enter into the International Space Station.
It's 5 NASA astronauts that are up there at the station.
It looks like we got that live view back.
Well, one
on the
JAXA,
International
4
Space
NASA.
Station, where they are preparing for the CREW-2 to ingress and getting set up for that welcome
What do
ceremony.
you want, Baggy? I don't know what you want, man.
You can kind of see them all coordinating with each other on where the cameras need to be and where they want to do this welcome ceremony. We're currently waiting for equalization of pressure between the
okay,
International
soon.
Space Station and
Watch.
Crew Dragon prior to opening that
Party
hatch
door's
on
about to
the
happen.
Crew Dragon.
You can only pick one for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to space, Dragon or Soyuz. Dragon. Don't get me wrong, I like Soyuz, but actually, Dio, the honest answer to that would be the space shuttle. Yeah, I know it's more dangerous. I don't care. I'd fly the shuttle. I would, yeah, I'd do that. Can I answer the shuttle? Does that count? I know, Soshio. It'd be crazy, right? Have there ever been 2 JAXA astronauts in space at the same time before? Yes. Yes, there has. During the shuttle era. I actually think Soichi Noguchi and Aki Hoshide were up there at the same time previously, if I'm remembering right. It could have been Koichi Wakata, but I'm not 100% sure.
So again, we're in the middle of a 5.5 minute timer as equalization is underway between the pressure inside the International Space Station and pressure inside the Crew Dragon.
Yeah, where's the social distance? I see the kappa, like I get it, it's funny, right? But the astronauts quarantine, I was telling somebody this a little bit ago. The astronauts quarantine like a couple weeks before they go up into space, and that's just, they would do that regardless of COVID. They've been doing that for 50 years. Next, the reason why they do that is because in the 60s during the Apollo program, they didn't quarantine, and the astronauts got a head cold up in space, and it was horrible. Like, can you imagine how much that would suck? Like, nope. No, thank you. Yeah, NASA learned the hard way why you should quarantine your astronauts before you send them up into space. Don't mention the head cold again. That's horrible. Sorry. Yeah, oh, dude. That would suck. It would suck so much. Right, Ichi? For sure. Sinus headache at 8 psi. Yeah, no thanks. So this is inside of the U.S. laboratory module. This is the Destiny module. You can see one of the workstations there for the robotic arm.
Camera view on the International Space Station.
Hey guys, how many wires do you want around in the module? Yeah, yes, please.
That is JAXA astronaut Suichi Noguchi.
Farkrada, yeah, NASA's worked on designs of spacecraft that spin when they go to Mars. Nothing on the books right now, but they've done studies into it. Absolutely.
Preparations happening on both sides. We're mostly getting views from the International Space Station side, but the CREW-2 astronauts are
how do they keep it clean without
inside
He's
the
got
Crew
gloves
Dragon
on, man.
capsule
Look.
getting configured.
Noguchi-san.
Because once they enter through the hatch, they'll
there's
join
an exit
the
sign there
member
too.
crew
Yeah,
of Expedition
yeah, but it
65
doesn't have the
currently aboard
caution tape
International
around
Space
it.
Station, and conduct a welcome ceremony. We'll see some hugs and shared camaraderie among the Expedition 65 crew for a little bit.
Is it weird just
and
seeing people like move without their head going up and down from like walking? They're just like, nope. They're like, no, I'm good. Yep, nope. That's weird. That's weird to look at. I don't like that at all. No, Ozzy, not much. What does the Russian sign above exit say? Let me see. That's not Russian. It just says OVHD, overhead. So it's local orientation of the station. So this would be overhead. That's the deck. So that's port and that's starboard right here. And then zenith up top, nadir down the bottom. They use nautical terms for this. So the deck of the station is technically here. I mean, keep in mind there's no up, down, left, and right in space, but they do keep the space station with the belly of the space station pointed towards Earth, and then the back of the zenith is pointed out into space. The space station goes parallel. It stays parallel with the ground. There's a bunch of reasons why, but the orientation is matching up with the ground, with the ground that the station's going over.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't let you know that. 4.012 is complete.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Shane.
All right. Oh, look, Baggy, more pants.
A few checks from the crew operations and resource engineer.
Dragon SpaceX on the big loop for hatch open.
Okay, see the hatch right there? They're going to open that up in a moment. The hatch will move back and up into Dragon.
Go ahead for hatch open on the big loop.
They have a gyroscope, Alexis, that's the size of a Citroen DS up there. It's on the back of the station, the Z1 truss segment. Yeah, the Zenith 1 truss segment has a gyro that's the size of a medium-sized car, and that's what keeps the station oriented to the ground.
Good. good words that they got the go for opening the
What up, Shannon?
Dragon hatch.
Hey, okay.
It's fantastic news. We
How do
should.
they keep the gyro from
We can
saturating?
kind of see the hatch from this angle. Hopefully.
You know what, City Robo? That's a
remains
good question. I'm not
unobstructed. We may be
100%
able to
sure.
see the-
They could
yep,
be operating
yes.
at low
Circles
RPMs.
open a little bit. Yes, there it goes.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
there we go.
being opened from the interior side of the Crew Dragon
Yes,
vehicle.
the Spinny Doo is operating on the Dingle Bop, and the hatch recirculating Schlami Schleem is reciprocating with panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. All right, there we go. Hatch is opening up. This
All right,
is a
Dragon
shot from
hatch is
inside a
open.
Dragon.
Already seeing a bunch of
There's
smiles.
Thomas and Shane are securing the hatch here. That's Thomas Pesquet, European astronaut. Vic's going in. Yeah, I would guess Swishio. They probably do, yeah. Dragon 2 is styling, dude. Oh, yeah. No, it's legit, man.
All right, that Dragon hatch, the final hatch that we've been waiting for.
So they're going to
since,
secure the hatch in the open
Endeavour
position.
docked to the International Space
You can see
Station 2
Megan
hours
MacArthur
ago,
over there, Shane
2:08
Kimbrough,
a.m. Pacific.
Thomas Pesquet and Aki Hoshide is over there on the other
4:05
side.
a.m. Pacific
Over
is
here.
the time that Dragon hatch was open.
Dude, this is so
Already
freaking
seeing
cool,
some
man.
smiles.
This is so cool. Okay.
So again, as we mentioned, the Dragon hatch is open, but the Crew-2 members still need to finish walking through some remaining procedures before they can ingress onto the
Yep,
space
they're looking
station,
through.
including
You see
photos.
Shane, Megan,
It looks
Thomas.
like
Victor's taking pictures of them.
you can see the
Oh, great.
the crew posing for some pictures there.
On the big loop, hatch is open.
See, Vic went in with the camera and took some pictures.
SpaceX copies on
Dude,
the
the
big loop.
floating
Hatch
around
is
is
open.
screwing. Dude, that screws with me every time. Every time I see this, and I've watched thousands
All right,
of
again, the
hours
hatch
of
was
footage
open
in the
at
ISS. You see 'em
4:05
kinda
a.m.
like,
Pacific. Space
around.
Station and Dragon
Oh,
flying together
that
in
just-
unison.
it's
Attached.
like, what?
Endeavour
What is
attached at the
happening here?
forward port. Those vehicles were 267 statute
Of
miles
course,
over the
I
South
did.
Pacific to the east of New Zealand.
SpaceX Endeavour 4.400 complete.
Step 4.400 is complete. Here we go. Right, Ichi?
SpaceX copies 4.400 is complete.
I know, Julie. Isn't it crazy? I mean, maybe Gojira. I don't know. So that's Mike. Mike's just chilling. So there's like
So
little,
as a reminder,
there's little
even
lips
though,
all
Dragon
over
hatch
and
is
little
open-
handles and stuff. There's little handles and little like lips in the floor all over the place, so you can keep your feet, so you can like slip your feet into them, and you can just chill there, so you don't float around. Like they have handles and stuff, and you can kind of like stick your toes like in the handle, and you can just kind of chill there. That they do that stuff on purpose, so like if you have to work, you have to like wrench on something, you can, you know, get something to grab onto.
Signal 1 IMV duct installation complete. You are go for IMV fan activation.
Houston copies. We'll put that
No,
in.
no one's sleeping, Aussie. Yeah, they also have straps and stuff. There's all kind. There's Velcro. There's all kinds of stuff over the station to allow them to just like chill.
Okay, yeah,
if
so
they
some
need
of
to.
those procedures that are happening on the Dragon side, they're going to install some IMV ducting, mixing the air of the International Space Station environment with the air inside the Crew Dragon Endeavour. They're going to seal some of the LiO or lithium hydroxide cartridges that scrubbed carbon dioxide inside the Dragon capsule on the ride up to the International Space Station. They're going to check some vent valves, so it may be some time until we actually see them welcomed aboard. But just these last final checks are critical
It's unlikely
before they
Starfleet,
leave
but yeah, I suppose
the
if you
capsule
tried,
that brought them up to the International Space Station.
be
Make
stuck
sure
for too
it's
long.
good to go, because it will remain docked here for the next 6 months.
Yeah, so they're basically safing the capsule to just store it. What's that, Thomas? Ha! Nice. I don't know all systems, maybe. They're on UTC silence.
Looks like the
I know, Mason, it's so
station-side
cool.
crew is ready, and they're just waiting for the CREW-2 crew to ingress onto the space station here in a few minutes once they finish their procedures.
Their capsule is up here. This crew 1's capsule is where they're pointing right now. Crew 2's capsule is out that hatch right there.
And lots of smiles. They look very excited for this right now.
This is so cool, man. I know, right? Az? Ridiculous, man. Mind the gap. Oh, that was a banger. Dude, it's so cool, man. This is so legit. This is so legit. Sorry, it's late. I can't speak correctly. Legit. Where are the cosmonauts? They're probably over on their side of the station right now. What time is it, Slug? It's 7 in the morning? 7:11? That's why there's handles everywhere, Nuggets. Hey, Manzi, what's up? Legit. Where's the gorilla suit? How fast is the space station moving? Do you want it in metric or imperial? I'll just say both of them. 17,500 miles an hour, about 28,000 kilometers an hour. It does it goes around the world every 90 minutes. No problem, Snibbles. Where's PMA-1? PMA-1, Baz, is what connects the international or the United States operational segment to the ROS, the Russian operational segment. It connects the Russian and the American part of the station together.
Endeavour is attached to the International Space Station. We are
What is
just
the capacity?
eagerly awaiting the crew.
So, okay, the toilet has canisters, right? There's canisters that they look like a beer keg almost, right? And when the canisters get full, what they do is they remove the cartridge out of the toilet, and the canister's obviously sealed, right? The canister with waste, right? And then they put it on an outgoing craft. It could go out on a Progress, or it could go out on Cygnus. It could go out on an HTV. The resupply vehicles for the station, the ones that aren't reusable, so Progress, HTV, Cygnus, they burn up in the atmosphere. Yeah, they leave the poo on there. Yeah, so that's the poo capacity. And then when they send new spacecraft up, like new resupply spacecraft, they'll bring empty canisters. What's the temperature? 70 Fahrenheit, I
waiting
believe.
to welcome the CREW-2 crew.
Yes, they incinerate
They will
their
hand the
poop.
baton off to. They'll spend approximately 5 days with the CREW-2
That's correct, Hammer.
astronauts.
Mm-hmm.
as they do a handover prior.
Well, that's orbital velocity for low Earth orbit, Hammers. So 17,500 miles an hour is how fast you got to get something up there to not come back down. So yeah, it's going that fast because that's how fast you need to be in orbit, and because it was launched on a rocket. Rockets are the only way to get something to go that fast. Is it because of A or B? Well, yes. The Russians are there, Morzin. They're behind the camera. They're there. They're monitoring. So okay.
Endeavor Houston, you are go, and step 6.3.
Okay, so during docking operations, right, because they need to pressurize the vestibule and they're increasing the volume of the station because a spacecraft docks, you have to monitor everything. So the Russians, what they're doing right now is they're monitoring the side of the station. I mean, you can monitor the U.S. side of the station on a laptop that's right there, but the Russians can't monitor their half of the station. Once again, you're changing the volume of the station. So Oleg and Petr are over there, and they're making sure that their side of the station is copacetic with, another spacecraft docking. When the all clear is given and the astronauts come in, right, you'll probably see them show up. They're behind the camera. They're that way. But they gotta make sure that the Russian side of the station is okay. Do the screen orientation work? No, actually, Danzo, I don't think so. The accelerometer would just screen flip you all the time. There's a Dragon up there, Nuggets, and then there's a Dragon out there, and then there's 2 Soyuz that way. Well, 1 Soyuz in a progress, believe it or not. How will they deorbit the station? The station is in a decaying orbit. If everybody left the station right now and they shut it off, it would re-enter eventually. They need to keep boosting it. SN15 TFR is posted for Tuesday. Of course it is, because screw me, right? There's 11 people up on the ISS port. Yep. Yeah, we could do that, Eagle. That's a good idea. I second that motion. How do the Russians compensate the other side? Well, the station's moving as one piece, Banana. They're monitoring pressures and their ECLS, environmental control and life support systems. They're making sure that changing the volume of the station doesn't screw with the life support on their side of the station, because the station does have redundant capability. The Russian modules have life support systems on them, and then the international part has life support systems on it. It's double redundant, for good reason. You don't want to lose that. You don't want that to malfunction. That would be bad. Okay, Egon, wait, you said crossing the streams was bad. How many toilets? There's 2 toilets on there. GS 4 if you count the 2 heads that are on the Dragons. Yeah, you don't want to lose the life support systems. Once again, that's why the Russians aren't in the shot. They're making sure that their modules, life support systems, understand that another spacecraft docked. I mean, amongst other things. They're basically just monitoring their side of the station to make sure that when Dragon docked, it didn't break anything. Yeah, you got to be careful with this stuff, man. Especially with the life support. You don't want to screw around with that. Don't screw around with that. Okay, I wonder what we're waiting on here. So this is Mark Van Hee over here. That's Soichi Noguchi. Mark Van Hee is NASA. Soichi Noguchi is JAXA. That's Mike Hopkins up there on the top right. He's the commander of CREW-1, Dragon Resilience. Shannon Walker, the station commander, is over there, and Victor Glover, the pilot for Dragon Resilience, is chilling over there behind Mark. Can't really see him right now. And then you could see CREW-2. They're through the hatch right there. They're moving around, but they haven't come through yet for some reason. I'm sure there's nothing. Oh, see, there's the Russians. There's Oleg. Oleg's chilling, and then Peter should show up here very soon.
If you're just now joining, you are watching the live broadcast for the CREW-2 mission We are currently waiting upon the ingress of the CREW-2 astronauts onto the International
So that's
Space
Oleg
Station.
Novitsky
They
right
have
there?
already docked.
He's probably telling Petter to
Both
come over.
the A-Pass hatch and the Dragon hatch are open.
If you notice some...
New to the frame on the left there is Roscosmos cosmonaut Oleg Novitsky. He was the commander of the MS-18 Soyuz spacecraft that made its way to the International Space Station earlier this month with NASA astronaut Mark Vande Hei. Also on board is Pyotr Dubrov, who hasn't been in front of the frame yet, but he'll be part of the welcome ceremony.
Yeah, Gary's just saying what I already said. If you guys notice, you're noticing some dead pixels up there. Well, radiation really screws with DSLRs up there pretty bad. That's what all these dead pixels are on these cameras. If you, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there are dead pixels all over the place because they're not outside of the Van Allen belts, but they're up in space and there's no atmosphere to kind of not have that happen. So yeah, you get a bunch of dead pixels around. Eventually, the DSLRs that they have up there in the cameras will just fry themselves because they'll get toasted by radiation. There's the crew down there. You can see them. Everybody's waiting. Why did you show me that? I don't know. Now I can't unsee. I'm not sorry. I can't stop seeing it now. This is fine. Okay, there's Peter Dubrov right behind me. He's hiding behind my chair. So we have all the 7 crew members that are aboard the ISS before CREW-2 docked are hanging out here in Node 2. Hey, Big Beat, what's up? Brian, what are they running? They run Windows on the laptops up there. The ISS itself, I'm not sure. It's probably in-house NASA. It's probably some proprietary thing. Yeah, Victor's just chilling over there in the top left. Isn't that crazy? They're just kind of like, that's what blows my mind. Like Victor's just hanging out up there. He's just doing the Kilroy right now. He's like, he's doing the Kilroy. I think Shannon just said, "Yo."
Station Houston on 2.
Down.
Houston on 2 for scene and voice check for upcoming PIO event. We're good with the scene check if we could just get a voice check.
Okay, so they're testing the microphones. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 testing is what she said. Nope, nothing. Oh.
And Shannon, we are not picking up any audio.
We are picking up the echo though. Oh, nice, Chris. I didn't know that. Neat. Muted. Soichi's like, did you try turning it on?
How about now? Having things on. Works
Shannon!
better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You ought to turn it on first. Shannon, come on.
And Shannon, we did hear you that time. We're checking.
It's the highest government salary I get is their pay grade, I think, Kemi. It's like GS-14 or something. It's really they get paid. They get some pretty good hazard pay from what I understand.
And Shannon, can you give us another long count?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Soichi Noguchi is the man.
Copy, thank you. We're checking. And that's a good voice check.
I love that guy. He's the best. US side is on USOS. The Russians are on VXWorks OS. Interesting. So he just kicked Vic in the face. Oops. Learning to count with astronauts. Yep. He kicked Victor.
And SpaceX Endeavour on space ground for LIO.
SpaceX is with you on space to ground for LIO.
That's not bad, Josh. Yeah, Mike and Vic are just
trying to install the LIO with the bag cover. That is LIO 1. Oh, correction. Yeah, LIO 2.
Yeah, right, Seth.
In the bag and in the non-active storage.
Oh no, that's Peter Dubrov up there.
And
I don't know where Mike's over here.
Pushing in, it tore the
There's
bag.
Mark. Mark's just
and it cut that bag pretty big. Would you like us to proceed with this or go without the bag?
No, go without the bag. Screw that. Right, Sebi?
Copy that.
Just to let you know, the seal is on that LIO cartridge too.
Nice, Thomas.
Copy that, Dragon. Just to read back, there's a tear in the LIO bag as a result of trying to insert into the LIO slot. Stand by, we're going to get you some forward actions.
You tore the bag! What are you doing?
Copy,
I don't know
we do have a camera pointing at it right now. It's a cargo camera.
I don't know what that is.
Copy that, we see
11 up there, SCOM. 7 on the station right now, and then there's 4 people in Dragon. They're about to come aboard the station here in a second, but it looks like they broke something. You broke it! Rip bag. 2021 to 2021. Who can say where the road lies? I don't want to get copies tried. Alright, sorry. Track. We need the duct tape! The tape's on the wall right there. Just grab it. You break it, you buy it. Oh, you broke the pen? 5 million. No. I'll make a deal. You take my pen or use pencil. 5 million for me, 3 million for you. No. What is Suichi looking through over there? But where's the duct tape dispenser? I don't know. Maybe we should check the ducts. I think they're saying LIO bag, L-I-O FIM, but I'm not sure. Yeah, goalie, I heard about that. That sucks. I think they're saying Lima, India, Oscar. Yeah, of course, Nuggets. Like, it makes sense in my head for astronauts to do the Superman thing, but when they're like, when they're going this way and they're actually like standing, like, like, it just messes with me.
Dragon SpaceX, can you confirm if it is LIO cartridge 1 or LIO cartridge 2?
No. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, the LIO cartridge 2 is in the bag. LIO cartridge 1 is secured in the active location with the seal on.
I don't know what the LIO bags are for.
Copy that. Stand by 1.
Or the LIO cartridges. I'm not sure what they're for. Oh, yeah, the lithium oxide scrubbers. Yeah, they're having trouble with the scrubbers. That's right. Grahi, you're correct. So what they're doing is they're safing the environmental control systems on Dragon. Basically, they're powering them down because Dragon is plugged into the ISS now. You don't need to run it. You don't need to run it in parallel. The ISS can provide oxygen to the capsule. So they shut down the environmental control systems, and it looks like they're having problems with the lithium oxide scrubbers. Not a problem. I think the bag that they store them in ripped. Hey guys, where's Waldo? Can you guys find Waldo in this picture? Is it lithium hydroxide or lithium oxide coolant? Gary talked about it before, but oh, Mike's going in. Screen right. Do I win? Well, he's not screen right anymore. Yeah, Jim, right? Technically, it's Li2O2, so it's lithium oxide. Is it worth buying the KSP DLCs? Yes. So Oleg Novitsky, he's just chilling.
Dragon SpaceX, we are going to have you stow that LiO cartridge without a bag. How copy?
Tidris handover, guys. They're, so the ISS went over the hill. It went over the horizon for NASA's tracking satellites to get it. So it switches signal from one satellite to another, and that satellite can bounce the signal back to Houston. So whenever you see the blue screen pop up, they're just handing over. It's called a TDRS handover. So a tracking data and relay system, which are NASA's communications and relay satellites up in geostationary orbit. They're relaying the signal from one TDRS to the other. So it's called
for
the
those
TDRS.
of you joining, we're in a handover period with some of the tracking and data relay satellites, geosynchronous satellites that provide the video feeds we were seeing and enjoying from the International Space Station.
Gary, stop copying me.
The crew inside Endeavour to enter into the International Space Station. The
Damn it,
additional
Gary.
65 crew members, all 7 of them gathered inside of the station on the other end of the Dragon's hatch, eagerly awaiting for them to get inside. Flight controllers here in Mission Control Hawthorne just undergoing a series of checks.
Gary is
final
literally
steps,
watching
really,
you.
for the astronauts
He
inside
copied me.
Endeavour to undergo before they enter through the hatch and leave the capsule that brought them up to
He's
the
stream
International
sniping
Space
me,
Station.
right? Right, Quinco?
Some of the LiO
This son
cartridges
of
you're
a
hearing
is
are
stream
lithium
sniping me.
hydroxide
I'm gonna
cartridges that
report him.
scrub carbon
Twitch.
dioxide from the
Twitch.
environment of the
NASA's copying
Dragon
me again.
Endeavour capsule. Now regaining some of those views.
I'd be doing this all day. I'd be doing what Soichi's doing. I'd be like typing on a laptop, like sending a message or typing something up, and I'd just be like, do a barrel roll. Okay, back to work.
Once the 4-person crew of Endeavour comes onto the International Space Station, there will officially
Put on a
be
1 minute delay
11
so he
crew
can't stream
members
snipe.
on
That's a
board
good
as
idea.
part of Expedition
Ban their
65.
Twitch account. That's like, this is terms of service.
We're still on track to start a welcome ceremony here in a little
Shut up, drummer.
less than 15
Don't tell him
minutes.
about that. Why do I agree with that idea? Because, yeah, I'd be
We'll
doing
have
that.
representatives.
Dragon SpaceX, repeating a call. We did have a teacher's handover. Want to confirm that we will stow this cartridge without a LiO bag. We just want to verify that the seals are secure on each side of the LiO.
Oh, Shannon, be careful. Oh, she almost hit her head. Shannon, don't do a Doug.
Just to verify, seals are secure on both LiO cartridges 1 and 2.
Okay.
SpaceX copies. Thank you.
Yeah, Coolin, got it. Oh,
And
Shannon's...
SpaceX, please let us know what to do with the bag itself.
Poor Doug. No running in the station. I mean, you're not wrong, Ando. Can he teach you how to Dougie? I mean, no, there's Dougieing, which is the... And then there's Douging. Dougieing is when you hit your head on the CBM hatch and it starts bleeding all over the place, because that's what happened. Can't they just put it outside? Yeah, they just put it out in the backyard. It'll be fine. Nobody will take it. There's nobody around. Yeah, I got you, Final. It's all good. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. Okay.
So from left to right
You can see them.
inside
There's the
the
bags.
International Space Stations.
Dragon, SpaceX copies. We do want to save this bag so we can look at the RIP in the future. Stand by. We're going to get you words on where to store it.
We want to figure out how you rip the bag that we made unrippable. That's the translation. Well, some SpaceX engineer that engineered the dang bag right now is going, what the heck? I made that. Those things aren't supposed to. How did he rip it? How did he rip it? No, I want that bag down here. No. That bag's coming back down here. No. That's literally what's going on. How the frick did you do that?
From the
better get the flex
environment of inside Crew Dragon Endeavour. You're getting live
literal
views from the
Cybertruck
International
moment.
Space Station side from left to right.
Yeah,
We
the
have
glass
Roscosmos
isn't supposed to.
cosmonaut
Wait.
Oleg
Let's not
Novitsky,
talk about that here.
followed by International Space Station
You don't want
Commander
the
and
glass
NASA
to-
astronaut Shannon
That
Walker.
would be unfortunate.
Coming
I
down
spent
from
freaking
the
4 weeks
Sorry,
designing.
could you repeat where to stow that bag?
Instructions unclear. Bag is ripped. Not even mad. It's amazing.
Yes, stand by, Dragon. We are finding a good common bag to put it in for temporary stowage.
Right, City Robo? No, seriously, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna take the bag. They're gonna stow the bag inside a Dragon. When it comes back down, they're gonna look at it and figure out how the heck they ripped the damn thing. No. Like, okay, seriously, there's not some like disgruntled SpaceX engineer. No, it's data. It's data to understand. You know, like, oh, did we not design this bag good enough to be able to stow this easily in 0G? Because even something like a Ziploc bag needs to be redesigned up there because freaking microgravity is a real pain in the butt. It's really hard to do anything. Anything. So they're going to figure out why the thing ripped. Seriously, SpaceX is going to have a bunch of engineers staring at a bag in like a clean room, like a laboratory going, it's clearly ripped, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is in fact ripped. How do we fix it? Seriously, that'll probably happen.
Location 18, bag 111.
Yeah, there you go, Eagle. I mean, on a little less heartening note, yeah, absolutely. The bell. Did they ring it? Did I miss it? Victor
In
has
this
it.
frame, all
Right
7
on.
crew members of Expedition 65 currently on board the station gathered to welcome the CREW-2 astronauts aboard
Soichi
Endeavour.
knows what he's doing. Yeah, Soichi,
On
don't
the top
try
left
and
is,
pretend.
NASA astronaut
there's
Victor
the bell.
Glover. You see Soichi Noguchi in the foreground on the right there. On the far right is NASA astronaut Mark Vandehei. Mike Hopkins is just behind Soichi Noguchi there. And Roscosmos cosmonaut Pyotr Dubrov is on the zenith or
Yeah, right.
space-facing side, sort of the ceiling.
Why does
from
it
this
take so
shot,
long? They
all
had a little bit
gathered
of
and
trouble
eagerly
stowing
waiting for the 4-person crew.
They had a little bit of trouble stowing the air scrubbers on Dragon. Basically, they basically safe Dragon and shut it down before they enter the station. Because the Dragon like for life support, they don't need to have the life support systems on board on Dragon. They can use the ISS. That's what that tube is right there. See that? That's pumping oxygen into the capsule right now, and it's coming back through the hatch, right? And they had a little bit of trouble stowing it. That's why it's taking a second. Yeah, maybe username. Who knows? They bring it up there, Lizardan. Oh, really, Core? That's cool. That's so cool. So this is the 7 crew that's on the station already, and there's 4 more in the capsule in there. The 0G indicator for CREW-2 was a penguin. People are upside down. There's no up, down, left, and right in space. And wait a minute. Peter Dubrov and Victor Glover aren't Australian, man. Soichi is thinking about it, though.
Soichi Noguchi doing some backflips as they eagerly await the CREW-2 astronauts to ingress on to
He keeps
the
doing
International
it,
Space
He's
Station.
taunting us. I want to do a flip
The
right now.
CREW-2 crew is finishing some final
I'll try spinning. That's a
procedures.
good trick. Soichi, probably.
Once they complete all of those procedures on board Crew
Make it sleep in
Dragon,
the capsule's dangerous.
they should be able to ingress on the International Space Station.
I'm in Oz and I'm not upside down. That's debatable. From here, you look pretty upside down.
And once they ingress, there will be some welcoming hugs and smiles.
Right, Nuggets?
And then we will have an official welcome ceremony.
It's been a long journey for the four-person
okay.
crew of Endeavour. Took them 23 hours
Yeah,
to make their way to dock to the International Space Station earlier this morning. That docking time at 2:08 a.m. Pacific.
Right, huge crit.
The
It's
Dragon
crazy,
hatch
right?
was opened at 4:05 a.m. Pacific. We're counting
Imagine
down
having
to
to go
the
to space to get some dang hugs.
Endeavour astronauts to enter into the
Well, when you say
International
it like
Space
that.
Station, and we'll begin a formal welcome ceremony to officially welcome Endeavour to the International Space Station, and we'll have representatives from the space agencies of the
What's up,
crew on board Endeavour, including NASA and the European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, chiming in to congratulate the CREW-2 astronauts and the support teams that helped to get them to the orbiting laboratory today.
Did you get a nap in? Not really. Hey guys, where's Waldo? Can you tell me where Waldo is? No, that's not. Oh, okay, that's Mike. That's not Waldo. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, that means they got to stay up there for even longer. If the astronauts come out of the Dragon capsule and they see their shadow, and then they go back in, yeah, they got to stay up there for longer. Why are the Russians not welcoming them? What are you talking about? Peter Dobrov's up there at the very top of your screen, and Oleg Novitsky is over there on the left. They're there. The Russians are there.
Station 2, but anybody's opposed, we're going to progress with ingress.
All right, progress with ingress, my guy.
Endeavour, welcome aboard. You are go to ingress.
All right, here we go. It's time. See, Oleg's filming it, and see, Oleg's a Chad because he's not filming vertically. Look, see, be like Oleg.
Endeavour arriving.
Horizontal. Be like Oleg.
Got some
Yes.
confirmation that the crew is go
Ring
for
the bell,
ingress,
baby.
and you can see Aki is the first to
And then Thomas.
ingress onto the International Space Station.
And Gwyn,
And Gwyn.
followed by Thomas Pesquet from the European Space Agency.
Lots of hugs and smiles right now.
This is awesome. Look
Pilot
at this.
Megan MacArthur of CREW-2 is next, being welcomed by the Expedition 65 crew members.
And
Shane Kimbrough bringing up the rear.
Did you see that? Did you see that high five? Boom! Oh, that made me so happy. Why did that make me so happy? Oh, that was so cool. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
The 11-person crew of Expedition 65 now together inside Node 2
That was
of
awesome.
the International Space
Such
Station.
a good high five. Let's go.
though we can't even hear audio in there, you could really feel the excitement
I know,
just
dude.
by the
It's
looks
so
on their
cool.
faces.
Show it again?
The
All right,
hugs
all
that
right,
they're
all right.
giving.
I'll show it again.
Bringing up Megan MacArthur, European.
Hold on.
Aki is
Here,
See?
here. Watch Thomas and Oleg. That high
Lots
five
of
was
hugs
so
and
legit.
smiles right
Oh, it
now.
was so good. Watch.
Pilot Megan MacArthur of CREW-2 is next,
Watch.
being welcomed by the
Ready?
Expedition 65 crew members.
and
Shane Kimbrough bringing up the rear.
Oh, Such a good high five. Space high fives, man. Yeah, he kind of held Vic awkwardly, but all right. Dude, look at this. This is excellent.
Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. We are ready for the event.
Mr. Jersick, please
cool?
call Station for voice check.
All right, we're going to talk to Stevie. Don't look into his eyes. You'll turn to stone. He's the guy that's running
Station,
NASA
this is
right
Steve
now.
Jersick. How do you hear me?
Don't look into his eyes. You'll turn to stone. I'm telling you.
Steve, we have you loud and clear. Welcome to the International Space Station.
Hey, man, it is awesome to see the 11 of you on station.
I told you.
It's incredible.
Don't stare into the trap, Ray.
Congratulations, CREW-2 on an amazing launch yesterday. Coming to Kennedy Space Center and watching launches never gets old, and seeing the pre-dawn launch yesterday was amazing. So congratulations. I also want to congratulate the NASA and SpaceX team for our third commercial crew mission in less than a year. A lot of firsts on this mission, including the first crew handover of commercial crew vehicle, and it was really cool during docking to see one Dragon docked on the Zenith port and the other Dragon coming in for docking. So it was amazing.
You're screwed.
April has been an amazing month and a really busy month for ISS with Mark, Pieter, and Oleg launching to ISS. Kate and her Russian colleagues coming back. CREW-2 there, and now preparing for CREW-1 to come back. And I am really excited for all the research, technology development that is going to be able to be enabled on station with these regular crew rotations and having 4 crew up there consistently. It's not only important for advancing research technology development to benefit folks here on Earth, but also to prepare for Artemis.
Can you point out CREW-1?
And our return to the moon, and eventually preparing for human missions to Mars. So it's just an incredibly exciting time for ISS. You know, Shane, Megan, Aki, and Thomas, we thank Tomas. We thank you for everything you do for the agency, the country, and the world, and we look forward to an amazing expedition. CREW-1, you guys have had an amazing 6 months. Mike, Victor, Shannon, and Suichi, I've followed what you've done to upgrade the station and all the research and technology you've been able to accomplish. And just want to congratulate you on an amazing expedition. And we look forward to your return next week. So again, I'm just really excited for this new era for ISS and all that
into my soul.
you'll have and will be able to accomplish. So thank you.
Stop it. Is it safe?
Thank you, Steve. It is very exciting to have CREW-2 with us today, and so I'm not going to take up any time here. I'm just going to hand it over so we can get their thoughts.
Thanks, Shannon. Thanks, Steve. And on behalf of CREW-2, we are just so excited to be here. I'm very excited to be here. In some ways, it's been a long journey. In other ways, it's been a pretty quick one-year assignment flow. So it's taken a tremendous amount of work from a lot of different teams to get us here. We, of course, have our excellent training team at Johnson Space Center, also an outstanding training team from Hawthorne, and the entire ISS program and commercial crew program working together to get us here, of course, as well as along with our international partners. We're just really excited to be here and be part of this historic mission with the 2 Dragons on board. First reuse of a capsule, first reuse of a booster. It's just a tremendous achievement on behalf of our partner SpaceX. So I want to congratulate and thank them. And we're so excited to be here. We're ready to get to work. There's a lot of great science that I know we're going to be doing, and we're just excited to learn and get started. So thank you.
He's like giving it to me? Commander first. Awkward.
Hand it off to Captain Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Jersick.
We now welcome Associate Administrator Kathy Leaders to provide remarks.
So,
Ms. Leaders, please call station for a voice check.
Kathy Leaders runs NASA's
Hi, this is
space
Kathy
exploration programs.
Do you
not
hear
like
me?
Human space exploration.
Do you hear me?
Kathy, we have you loud and clear.
Wow, you know, I just don't. I think I could see Endeavour approaching station maybe one more time. You know, near and dear to my heart to see that going on. And you know, I think both Steve and Megan mentioned how amazing it was to see resilience there on the station. The folks, CREW-1 folks, and the other parts of the ISS team, Mark, and you guys had the best view, but it was really cool seeing it from here on Earth. Like Steve talked about, wow, this is, and Megan too, this is, we talk a lot about this being an exploration being a team sport.
Wow.
And this mission so far has really exemplified that, you know, with this, our commercial partner, SpaceX, with our international partners, and with Thomas and Aki, and obviously Megan, you and Shane, you know, holding up on the NASA side here, and then our commercial crew and ISS teams. Congratulations to all of you. It's just been an amazing, amazing mission, and I know you guys are going to be doing some really great things. I've been here watching your the folks here on station waiting for you, and I know you guys will be having a lot of fun together over this direct handover period, and with all of you on board, it's going to be a lot of fun for you, and getting ready for CREW-1 to come home. So I just wanted to really, from the bottom of my heart, say thank you. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to the whole team, the international, the commercial, you folks there on the space station now today safely. And looking forward to, like Steve said, seeing your accomplishments over the next 6 months. Thanks again.
Thank you, Kathy. Really appreciate your support.
So Kathy runs NASA's human spaceflight operations.
Thank you, Ms. Leaders.
For NASA.
We now welcome JAXA President Dr. Yamakawa Hiroshi. Dr. Yamakawa, please call station for a voice check.
Senpai Yamakawa.
Station, this is Yamakawa Hiroshi from Scuba. How do you hear me?
Is it bad if that looks exactly like
Dr.
what I would
Yamakawa,
picture
we hear
Japanese
loud and
mission
clear.
control to look like? That looks exactly like what you would expect Japan mission control to look like. It looks exactly.
Well, thank you, Aki.
Yep.
Well, congratulations to all. I watched yesterday's launch on TV and really feel relieved by your safe arrival to the station now. In this tough situation around the world, I believe you have brought courage and hope for all of us. It is a great pleasure not only for me but also for Japan that 2 Japanese astronauts, Aki and Soichi, have boarded the operational spacecraft of the Crew Dragon twice in a row. This represents the many years of close cooperation between close cooperation on the International Space Station. I'm so happy to see both of you with big smiles today. And I understand that Aki advocates teamwork for this long-term mission, which comes from your experience in rugby football. The ISS is a symbol of international cooperation around the world, and we are looking forward to seeing you work as a team, build a scrum with all of the crew members from NASA, ESA, and Russia on board, and keep scoring tries to maximize outcome during your mission. Soichi, we wish you a safe return to the Earth, and Aki, good luck and enjoy your stay in space. 野口さん、地球で待ってます。星出さん、これから半年間頑張ってください。Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。日本。
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be part of this team. We have a 11-person scrum right here, and with 4 countries representing. It's really an honor and privilege to fly on CREW-2 Dragon and get here. Thank you to all the people that worked very, very hard to prepare us and the vehicle. We got here safely, and now it's time to work here on board the International Space Station. and we look forward to working with everyone around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yamakawa. We now welcome ESA Director General Joseph Ashbacher. Dr. Ashbacher, please call station for a voice check.
The mic passes.
Station, this is Joseph Ashbacher. How do you hear me?
Hey, Joseph, we hear you loud and clear. Welcome to the space station.
A lot of them are military people.
Thank you, Thomas. This is really great to see you, that you and your crewmates
who's that guy
have
behind
arrived safely on the space station. Greetings to all of you, 11 of you at the station, from all of us at ESA. It is really a fantastic effort to see you all so nicely grouped together in the group photo. I think the station needs expansion, seeing what that you're all crowding together so nicely. On ESA, Thomas, we are all very, very proud of you and what you're doing for space, for Europe, for the space agency, also for France. You're extremely popular, as you know. We're all very proud of you, but of course we're also very proud of all the other colleagues which are next to you, because astronauts are so fascinating and they give so much inspiration to all of us. So this was the first launch of an ESA astronaut on a Crew Dragon. It was spectacular, and together with Philippe Baptiste, the newly elected CNES president, we have followed very closely from the suits up all the way to the orbital journey to the station, and now just recently, just a few minutes ago, the hatch opening, and this was really so exciting and really fantastic. It has been, I think, a long day for all of you, but you all look extremely in good shape and in good spirits. You're all smiling. This is really fantastic to see down here from Earth. But ESA is really very happy to see your assignment, Thomas, towards the end of the mission as the ISS commander. And I really would like to take this opportunity to thank the partners of the space station for this honor to give to Thomas, which certainly is a sign and a recognition of his quality and also his personal qualities, but of course engineering and technical qualities to be the commander of the station, and also recognition for ESA as being a strong partner and supporter of the space station all the way. So I know that you have a long and very intense training period behind you, and you're all set to go. There's a lot ahead of you. Hundreds of experiments are waiting, and all of you will be kept extremely busy, but we all look forward to see the results of these experiments. So Thomas, really very best wishes from all of us. Good luck and bonne chance.
Hey, thanks, Joseph. It's really unbelievable to be here on Space Station. Space Station has changed quite a bit since last time I was here. I've never seen so many astronauts on board. I've never seen so many different spacecrafts on board, and I think it's a tribute to how strong the program is going. I want to echo what Megan has said. It took a lot of effort from all kinds of people, you know, from the highest manager to all kinds of support persons to bring us here. So we want to thank all of them. And I want to say a few words about international cooperation. You said a lot, but it's been 20 years since it's been 20 years. Actually, Shane's line, I learned it from Shane. It's 20 years since JAXA and ESA and NASA and Russian astronaut have been together in space. So it's actually pretty historic what's happening today. We can't wait to start our work on the space station. We can't wait to see what's ahead on the adventure for us. In those 5 months, we're so happy to see our friends. We're going to have to say goodbye to them soon. We wish we could keep them a little bit longer, but not too long as well, because 11 people is a lot on space station. But yeah, it's good to be here. Really, we're impatient, and it's going to be unbelievable. I want to say a few words in French. Je voudrais surtout remercier tous les gens qui ont travaillé sur cette mission en français, et puis un petit mot pour les familles et les amis qui sont déplacés jusqu'à Cap Canaveral. Ça n'a pas été un voyage facile. En tout cas, ça m'a vraiment fait chaud au cœur de les avoir avec moi. Donc je voulais les saluer un peu particulièrement. Voilà. Merci à tous.
Merci, Thomas. Yeah, no, he was speaking way too fast. He was going way too fast for me.
All right, go ahead and...
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting Administrator Jursic, Associate Administrator Leader, Dr. Yamakawa, and Dr. Ashbacher for your participation in the CREW-2 welcome ceremony.
Thomas floated away. He went into the other capsule.
We are now resuming operational audio communications.
That's cool, Maxwell. Tomas just upside down now. That's the light. Isn't that cool?
Wow, what an incredible morning, Gary. It is so cool to see the CREW-2 crew.
Okay, I zoned out. There's 2 Falcon 9 interstages sitting back there. See the one with the flag on it? That's flown. That's a flown Falcon 9 part, and then there's a clean interstage right there. I'm not sure what. Actually, that could be a barrel segment. That's where they make the Falcon 9s back there. First and second stages back there on the left. They make fairings up here on the left, and then Dragons are in between that. The white one is a Falcon Heavy one. Ah, nice, dude. Or no, wait. This might be the Dragon hatchery. I think that's it. Fairings are made over here on the left. Still, though.
Wrapping up the comments as the Director General from the European Space Agency, each of them chiming in and talking about just what it took to get to this moment with 4 astronauts on board.
Sorry, there's just a
4
couple parts
additional
that have been into
astronauts on
space
board,
back
I should
there.
say. An 11-person crew now makes up Expedition 65.
Yeah, it's been an incredible 24-plus hours for this CREW-2 mission.
Yeah, it's called the Dragon Hatchery, guys. The capsules that they just came up in were built right there, right in that glass encasement right there. Yeah, it's crazy. I know.
Teslas as they made their way to the launch pad, go up the fixed service structure and ingressed on Crew Dragon Endeavour. We had an on-time liftoff yesterday morning at 5:49 a.m. Eastern Time, with the first stage separating and coming back to Earth.
This capsule is the first Dragon capsule that SpaceX launched into space about 10 years ago. They have it hanging there.
Had a good nose cone deploy. We had 5 major burns on Dragon as it made its way to the International Space Station, and finally docking to the space station, where we just a few moments ago watched the crew ingress onto the International Space Station. So an incredible past day watching this mission.
They did, Starfleet. Yep.
On behalf of SpaceX and NASA, thank you for watching today's webcast and for your interest in this exciting second rotational crew mission. Now that Dragon Endeavour has reached the International Space Station, it will spend approximately 6 months docked there until it's time for CREW-2 to return home via a splashdown in the Atlantic Ocean.
And now that CREW-2 has arrived, we're less than a week away from the return of CREW-1. We'll be taking you along as Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, and Soichi Noguchi return home after their long-duration stay aboard the station. They're currently targeted to return on Wednesday, April 28th, so be sure to tune in as NASA and SpaceX bring you live coverage of every step of their journey. Be sure to follow NASA and SpaceX on social media for real-time updates. And thanks again for watching our coverage. Go NASA, go SpaceX, and go CREW-2. We'll see you again real soon.
What'd you think, guys? Are they ever going to add any new modules to the ISS? There's going to be one launched in July. They're going to launch the Russians are going to launch a science capsule up there in July called Nauka. XTC, thanks for the coverage. I truly appreciate the effort you put in, and although I can't watch as often as during the week, I first came across your channel because my new job is the one channel I come back to every weekend. Oh, thanks, man. Hell yeah. Isn't it cool? Space is pretty cool. So, just a little bit of a shameless plug for myself. I don't really do that very often, but anytime something launches into space, I'm usually covering it here. So if you like space and rockets, this would probably be the stream for you. If not, I mean, there's a hot tub stream somewhere, you know. Sorry. So, what do we have next for launches? We have Delta IV Heavy NRL-82, or the L-82 mission that's going out of Vandenberg next week. And also, we got the big one, There should be a hop. There should be a Starship SN-15 suborbital test flight sometime next week. And then obviously CREW-1 is coming back down. So, oh God, King, please no. So I'm going to call it here for now. Really appreciate the coverage. Yeah, I will be back. Thank you guys. I'm glad I'm glad people like this, man. It's fun. It's a fun time. I will be back. I might be a little bit late for the stream today. So like let's say 2 p.m. Okay? Let's say 2 p.m. for the start time, okay? I'm going to go get some sleep. Hey, Calino. Welcome to Mission Control. Your go at throttle up. Thank you very much. I'm going to go to bed. Let's see if we can pay it forward over to somebody else here. Let's see who's streaming. Yeah, I might be a little bit late for the start time today. I usually start at noontime. That noontime is in 4 hours. Yeah. Oh, you guys are too kind. Alright, so how about we raid my buddy Doto? Banana Doto is playing some Kerbal Space Program right now. I can't think of a better person to raid. So, go see what Herr Doto is up to, and I will talk to you guys. Give me six hours. I'll be back. Go see what Doto's up to, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Thank you very much for watching. And Yuck, let me just check the message that you sent there. Awesome coverage, even for a Bruins fan. What? I'm leaving. I don't need to take this. I'm leaving. I don't need to take this crap. I don't need to take this crap from some stupid Canadiens fan. I don't see any Canadians up there. I don't see any Canadians on the ISS right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Boom. Go deal with your stupid robotic arms, you jerk. Have a good night. I'll see you. I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.